Have you tried this yet, by the way?
No, I'm not taking a sip.
I'm looking for
I've never been here. So this is Crema
Yep.
coffee, which you said you've been to.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's right here.
My good friends, the Picarellis who live in 12 Oaks.
Okay.
They go there. You used to be able to get it at the farmer's market.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because what they do there was they just have the jars of beans. And I was like, yeah, I need a bag of coffee. And they were like, you want like a half pound, full pound? I'm like, I don't know, dude.
Looking for like 3-4 cups. 3 or 4 cups.
And so they were like, all right. So they gave us.
Did you at least tell them what you were doing?
Yeah, I told them what I was doing.
Yeah. And they're probably like, yeah, here you go.
Yeah, oh yeah. And so they gave me this.
Oh, we are
thing.
recording. Look at
We
this.
are. Yeah, we've been going. We'll debate whether I take out the front part or not. But yeah, we're rolling. Anyway, so I go in, I get the coffee, and but it's a small little bag, but it's okay because I only make these 2 cups and then
Right, there you go. Unless you love it, then you can go back.
Yeah. Well. So what we do is, we rate it at the end.
No, which is exciting.
And so just let me know what you think at the end, scale 1 to 10. But yeah, this is in Cary. The people in there were so nice, and it was a sweet little vibe. They had a nice little front porch that you can sit on, especially now that it's getting cooler out. Crema coffee. This is a light and medium roast blend, so probably just gonna be a little
fruity finish.
Yeah. It says it should have a rich and complex blend with very sweet, buttery body and a big fruity finish. You nailed it, dude.
There you go.
You nailed it. Anyway, Benjamin Passwaters.
Yes, sir.
Passwaters or Passwater?
With the S.
With the S. Okay.
With the S.
There's multiple of you.
Yeah, multiple.
You have kids?
I do. 2 of them.
Okay. What age?
14-year-old son Connor, and a son's about to turn 13, Keegan. Yeah.
Wow.
So it's two boys, 19 months apart.
Wow, that's crazy. So what's that early teen life?
So we got a freshman now. 7th grader, brand new high school opened up, Felton Grove right there in south part of Apex. It's only 9th and 10th graders, but it's going to be the biggest high school in the state of North Carolina. But right as they continue to grow, they're going to be 8A, which is like a new section. So it's very unique, right? He says you can feel how big and how vast the school is, but you're only utilizing half of it.
Yeah.
But it's just different, right? The rules are a lot more lax in high school. Like at lunch, they're like, hey, you got 55 minutes. You can kind of be wherever you want.
Okay.
It's like they're like outside throwing the football, walking,
that's cool.
Talking to people.
That's so cool.
As compared to you talk to your 8th grader, you're like, this is the table. This is where I've been sitting, the same place in 6th grade.
I know.
And then my worry now with the 9th graders, like, did you actually take time to eat lunch before you went and threw the football?
Right.
Right. So, no, they're great. I mean, I'm very, very fortunate.
Yeah.
People talk about all the pressures of high school. My kids are just go with the flow.
Mm-hmm.
I just think they've just been in unique situations since kids, and it comes back to real estate. Like they ask about my kids, and I say, my kids have been in more houses and more closings than people probably will in their entire life.
Yeah.
Because early on, I was in real estate when they're super young. I mean, I was carrying kids in car carriers, going through showings, going to meetings, going to closings. It was just part of our life, which was fun.
That's cool, man.
But I'm very lucky. Both are great kids that enjoy sports, enjoy traveling. Believe it or not, love to read.
Really?
Oh yeah,
I hated reading. I still hate reading.
I am not a big reader whatsoever. I won't. If you don't catch me for the first 20 pages, I'm kind of out on it.
Yeah.
But no, my oldest could just roll through and crush a book in a night. I'm like, how many pages? He was like, it was like 400. It was just a small book, and I'm like, just baffles me.
That's wild. I'll do like an audiobook.
Okay.
Because I'm in the car a lot. Obviously, as realtors, we're always in the car, and so if I want to read a book, I'll do an audiobook. Like we did, my wife and I went to the Hamilton play back when it was like popular. And so I was like,
in New York?
No, it was in Greensboro, I think. Yeah. At the Greensboro Arena, whatever that's called.
Of course, yeah.
And so I was like, okay, what is this? I mean, obviously they got their information from somewhere. Well, it was by the, Alexander Hamilton biography that Lin-Manuel took it from. Right. And so I was like, well, let me read that. Well, it sucker was huge. So I'm like, well, let me listen to that.
Listen to that. I can get through this in a day and a half just listening to it. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, just, I'm in the car all the time. So every time it automatically, the CarPlay automatically starts. And it was, I mean, not to like go off a little tangent on the Hamilton, but it was pretty good. Like the story they told in the play was pretty, I mean, they missed some things for sure. And, some characters weren't actually in certain scenes and that kind of stuff. But I mean, as far as how he portrayed Hamilton throughout the show and Burr, I thought was really good. Yeah, and I'm fascinated with like the founding father stuff,
Of
and
course,
so
the history you sent is awesome.
yeah, and
It's
so
so different.
yeah, and just the way he was able to like take that biography and then turn it into like the mind of it, like that's just crazy to
Mhm.
me. But anyway,
But
I
how about
digress.
the idea quickly of audiobooks, right?
Mhm.
Because, we're in the car, right? We drive 30 minutes to a showing
Mhm.
and then you show it. And then usually they're showing houses, right? In a similar area. It's like 5 minutes. So if you're clicking that on every time, are you able to stay engaged in the book or is it more like background music,
So
background
yeah,
words, I
if
guess?
it's like if like for that exact example,
Right.
if I have okay, I'm 30 minutes there, I'll listen to the audiobook, and then when I get back in the car and I'll start playing, I'm like, oh shoot, I don't have enough time to like really like, so I'll just turn on music for
Because
the
people
next.
tell me I should do it, right?
Yeah,
Just because, use Spotify, even with the DJ app, it's like the same songs. You're like, I get it, but you want something different.
yeah,
So I've tried some podcasts,
yeah.
audiobooks. People are like,
Well, this is a good podcast to listen
yeah,
to.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Yeah, I do a ton of podcasts. But what podcasts are you kind of mostly into?
I'll be honest, it's completely seasonal. Like,
Okay.
right now it's a lot of sports stuff. Right
Yeah.
now, recently it's golf podcast because we have the Ryder Cup next weekend.
Yeah.
I'm really into that. And, we just need to win as Team USA. We haven't won in
Yeah.
a while. So I'm like, they're not telling me anything new, but I'm
Right.
soaking up
Yeah.
every little bit
That's
of nugget. It'd be like, oh, hole 3 is going to be a turning point.
yeah.
Yes. And I can't wait for that to be on next week.
Are
Real
you big?
estate, sports.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Are you a big football guy?
Yeah. I was,
Oh, that's right. You're a Virginia Tech guy.
No, I went to Virginia Tech. My
Oh,
niece goes
okay.
there. I'm a
Okay.
Clemson guy.
You're a Clemson. Oh,
Correct. Yeah.
that sucks.
So yeah, recently, right? But we have season tickets here to Carolina.
Oh,
My
okay.
youngest is my oldest kid is a huge Carolina fan. So
Okay.
locally, that's just what we.
So
What we do.
he didn't take the Clemson love from you,
I
huh?
just early on, it's just 4 hours plus away, right?
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, they were really good and they got it. They got their jerseys, they had the Trevor Lawrence stuff.
Yeah.
And then, but just locally, it was just really easy to take them to games, and we had family that would go and take us, and all of a sudden,
Makes sense. Yeah.
just be part of the atmosphere. You got to quote unquote pick a team when you move here,
Yeah.
as you hear, and I
Yeah.
joke with all my clients as they move in. I'm like, you get about 6 months, maybe like one football season to make a decision.
Yeah.
So they went on to UNC, so it's fun.
I try. I don't know if I picked an ACC team. I don't know. I would say Duke. My wife went to Carolina and Duke, so she went to Carolina for undergrad, and Duke for graduate. And
It's a fantastic viewing experience.
yeah,
I kid you not. I will tell people, like, even if you're a Carolina or a State fan when you come here, if you have like kids that enjoy it, or you just want to go out, like, because Duke tends to play like on Friday nights, and
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah.
Like, go. I was like, it's easy to walk around. It's $20.
cheap. Yeah,
I was like, even if you go hang out with some friends, have a drink, and just
Yeah.
watch some
yeah.
football,
Have a hot dog and
there you go.
just chill out.
And
Yeah,
that's fantastic. I've gone to a few games at Duke.
yeah,
Clients, my kid, they're like, oh, why'd you go? Was your favorite team playing? I was like, no, it's college football. It's a fun little
yeah.
atmosphere.
Oh yeah,
I mean, it's not Clemson. It's
Right.
not Florida State,
Right.
Alabama, something
Right.
like that. But
yeah.
still
So grew up in Pennsylvania, big diehard Penn State fan.
got it.
So Duke has our defensive coordinator, Manny Diaz. And so he's doing pretty good. I wish he would have got the dub against Illinois, but
Do we have to talk about that? You paid $5 million for Tulane's quarterback and then got beat by Tulane. That
that's
hurt.
pretty,
The
that hurt.
ACC did not have a good weekend.
No,
And this is nothing about coffee,
right.
but I drank a lot of coffee before the tailgate. The like VT lost, Clemson lost,
Yep.
Duke lost.
I
was
know.
like, ooh,
That's and they did not do well last year in the bowl season. They went 1-11, 1-12. Syracuse was the only one.
now I've just kind of written off the bowls, if I'm honest with you, because you're playing younger kids.
Yeah.
A lot of the people are just kind of checked out.
Yeah,
But a Penn State whiteout is on our bucket list. It's on our top 5.
it's an awesome experience too.
We
It's
need
unreal.
we need to make it happen.
Yeah,
Hope it's
it depends. Like, so I mean, it's always gonna be a great experience no matter what.
Mhm.
But obviously, anytime Ohio State comes, we're always going to lose, so it's an automatic loss. But big noon kickoff, for whatever reason, always gets the Penn State Ohio State game, which ticks me off that
Like, put it at night.
put it in the night. People want to see that Penn State Ohio State at night. I mean, we have Oregon this year, so that'll be a really good whiteout game. But before we've had Auburn, and Auburn's not traditionally good, and so those games have sucked. Last year, I think we had Minnesota. It's like, who cares?
I mean, row the boat, but
yeah,
PJ Fleck. So we can talk about college football. All like this example, like
I do like PJ Fleck.
not having like Alabama LSU at Baton Rouge at
Mhm.
night seems ridiculous. Like,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
place is supposed to be one of the best atmospheres
Right.
ever
yeah,
at night. the other Death Valley. So
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, you have a big game, just put them at night.
Yeah.
No SEC has a spread. No,
Yeah,
no,
dude.
just do what the viewers want.
Do what the viewers
what the viewers
want.
want.
Yeah, that junk irks me. What do you think? I know we're going to go on a little college tangent. Do you think Vanderbilt's legit?
No.
I don't either.
No.
I don't see it. But I was listening to a podcast, and they were like, I think they're actually legit this year. And I'm like, because they beat
Virginia Tech, or came back against
Yes.
Virginia Tech, which we know is now trash.
Right. I mean, they just
Actually,
got
this was at
mollywopped by
Public.
Old Dominion. So
They did. I was there. Old Dominion, now you start saying like, well, they represent the group of five. That's how good they are. Like as an ACC fan, you want to go, maybe they're just really good.
Yeah.
I don't know. You want them to,
Yeah.
but what are we through 3 weeks? I actually don't think there's a lot of great teams in college football this year.
I don't either, man. I'm right there. There's not really a huge powerhouse.
Used to say, are they any good? Maybe.
Right.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Maybe they got some players, win some games.
Yeah.
And I don't hate it. I'm okay.
Yeah.
I wish we didn't have rankings through the first 3 weeks because I want to see these teams play.
Yeah.
And then the fact that Clemson was ranked 4 and we've looked not good.
Right.
But if you went like, hey, you watch them play and go, all right, Clemson's like a top 50 team, I'd be like, great.
Yeah.
Not the disappointment as a fan of being like, oh, you're preseason number 4.
Yeah.
Why? Because we look good on paper?
Yeah.
You look good in shorts and t-shirts?
That's the same thing with Penn State. They're not a number 2 team. I know they're ranked number 2, but they're not. I mean, we were playing these trash can teams the first 3 weeks, and we struggled. So I'm like,
can we talk about Drew Aller, though? I mean,
I don't.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
Had the hype drop, and then I was like, because he has a cannon for an arm.
I bought into him.
Right?
I bought in hard.
I mean, I got Kate Klubnik, right?
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, yeah. At the end of last year, I was like, this kid's a stud.
Yeah.
How do you say it? I'm like, it's the OC.
Yeah. It's always the OC.
Always to be someone else.
But yeah, man, I'm not a believer. I'm never like James Franklin, our coach.
Yeah.
He just can't win. And I think his track record proves it. And so I'm like, what's different this year? What, could we have a better wide receiver room? A little bit, but he can't hit him. Yeah, like every now and again he throws a dot, and you're like, where is this all the time?
Correct.
I think he's a mental case. Like he just can't mentally. He's not that. He doesn't have that gritty. I gotta get this dub.
Are you? I mean, obviously,
I'm a very pessimistic Penn State fan.
Yeah. At this point, I'm just like an honest Clemson fan. Like, no, we're not good. Like, our receivers can't create separation.
Right.
But I appreciate Tom Allen, right?
Yeah.
For your D coordinator. Then you guys went out and paid Ohio State's DC.
Yeah.
The most money is the highest paid.
And I do think our defense is solid. I think we can hold ourselves up against any team in the country defensively. Offensively, though, I just don't think we can get it done.
Got it.
And Brett probably got fired. He was Penn State defense coordinator.
And there was in the stands where we're sitting, people were like, I don't even know if he's on the sideline for the second half. They might have just asked him to just go home. just you know what? It's just, we know where this is going.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and get a start and on. But
yeah, it'll be interesting to see because I know obviously UCLA obviously fired their coach too, and so it opens up the transfer portal for those two teams.
It does,
and so we'll see if there's any big changes.
But VT at night was something because the Inner Sandman.
Yes, I've never experienced it, but I've wanted.
It was electric, but it's one of those things like if I could do it again. Luckily, my niece is there for 2 more years. I want to go back in like October when it's nighttime. Like they do fireworks.
Oh yeah,
the video board is awesome.
Yeah,
but like when it's bright and sunny out, it's like I don't know. Some things at night just kind of pop off the screen.
Yeah,
that's an atmosphere that would. But it is really it was exciting. It gets you
cool.
Kids jumping all around. Yeah, get goosebumps. You're like, I'm 42. Can I jump around? Like it's okay. I want to get excited.
Heck yeah.
So that's why Penn State white game. The VT was there. I really dislike Ohio State, so I won't go to the horseshoe. I'm not going. I do want to go to Baton Rouge.
Yeah,
it's be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I did go to an Iowa game where they waved to the.
Oh yeah, to the hospital.
The hospital, dude. That's unreal. I think that is the best college tradition.
End of the third quarter or
start of the third quarter? Yeah.
Yeah. The turn and wave. That's awesome.
It was like, and you see all these kids with their signs in the windows, and dude, it was just. I think
great.
Dude, it's like it's one of those like chilling things, you know.
Absolutely.
And I think it's the best tradition in college sports. But as much as I hate Iowa,
yeah. I mean,
did you grow up in South Carolina?
I didn't. Delaware. It's a state really small. Really small.
I've heard.
Most people are like, I'm from there. Your credit cards come from there. That's what it is. No, my aunt and uncle both went to Clemson, and my one of my football coaches in high school played football there. And
Okay.
so I went on, I wanted to get out of Delaware, experience something different, to start Georgia, made my way up, and Clemson was an amazing experience.
Yeah.
But my experience, many, many years, decades ago, is completely different from people that go there now. Like the campus is different.
Really?
You win a couple national championships, a lot more money comes
Yeah.
in. You get a lot bigger.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like
Yep.
the dorm that I'm in is in the center of campus. Last time I was there 2 years ago, it's condemned. There's a way to knock it down.
Really?
I'm like, oh, there's my window.
That's
Big
crazy.
signs like, please don't enter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like Army. It was a military school. Like we had places where you could put your rifles and stuff, like even in my dorm there in
No way.
2000s. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And so they're just,
it's going to do something. It's going to be something different. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I think the walls are made of like aluminum, right? It's just like tin. You could say things, have 4 conversations without leaving your room, but no.
Yeah. So you got your license over 16 years ago.
Yeah, 2009.
2009. So what led you to make that decision?
So,
Especially
right
during 2009.
Correct.
So
it's a layered answer. So
Okay.
give me 30 seconds. So my wife and I had the opportunity to relocate here in January of 08 for her work.
Okay.
Right. They called us on December 27th. Was like, hey, you still looking for that job in North Carolina? She goes, I'm absolutely still interested. They're like, great. You start on January 14th.
Wow. Oh, what did she do?
She was working for the EPA at the time.
Okay.
And like, well, oh, okay. And I worked for a university up there in Maryland. So I went in and was like, hey, by the way, here's my 2 weeks. I'm out. Kind of threw them for a loop. We just came down here, ended up getting an apartment in Briar Creek, great place for people to kind of learn the triangle. So I just left my job. So, I just started doing things, renting apartments. I helped open Trolley, which is in Briar Creek, which is a really, really fun spot. And
Trolley is cool.
Trolley's a good spot. And then we bought a house in October of 2008.
Okay.
Right? Everything that's going on. And I'll be honest, it wasn't a great experience. And my experience there is the reason I'm a realtor today.
Really?
I was like, there has to be a better way. It was through searching for the houses, the inspections, the offer process, which we didn't have at the time, the due diligence process. That, and then when I was with apartments, what would kill me was people would come in and be like, hey, this is what I'm looking for. I'd say, I'm so sorry, I only have 2 bedrooms. And what we had wouldn't meet their needs. And then they would just walk out the door. I'm like, there's nothing I could do. Like, I can't make a 3-bedroom.
Right.
I can't make a 1-bedroom.
Right.
So it's just such an empty feeling. Like, oh man, this is a fantastic couple. They just told me their story when they come in, they're relocating. You're like, I got nothing. You just see them walk out. 1, right? Work is now missed. And 2, they have to go start all over. They have to go introduce themselves again to another place.
Right.
So it's kind of that feeling. A lender I still work with, Wanda Huckel, was like, look, we've been friends for a long time, family friends. I think it's going to either be real estate or mortgages for you. We went through it and I said, I want to go ahead and look into real estate. Ended up getting my license there in the middle of July 2009 and just hit the ground running. And everyone looked at me like I had 3 heads. They're like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Right. How are you going to start real estate with such an odd market? And I said, look, if I put in the work now, I'll hopefully be able to reap the benefits when the market turns.
Right.
And fortunately, I've been, fortunate, been with great clients and referrals and support from, family and friends. And, now I would need to be a successful business.
Yeah. Yeah. From the outside looking in, it looks like you have a very successful business. Do you still love it?
Oh, absolutely. I jokingly say, I don't know of another industry for which I could work that would accept me the way the real estate does and the way that I'm able to just interact with people and just kind of be yourself and do so many different things. I mean, we meet people from so many different walks of life. I mean, I'll have this conversation here with you. I'll go to the golf course and have different conversations. I'll be able to go to downtown Durham, which has some great eateries and things, and have a completely different experience. So no 2 days are the same.
Yeah.
But at the same time, my wife likes to say, like, I live in the chaos. Like, I appreciate what that is, and that's where I thrive. Not saying that's a good thing.
Right.
That leads to a lot of heartburn at times.
Yeah.
I just really, really enjoy it. I mean,
that's awesome.
I mean, the whole cliche thing, right? It's the largest investment you get people help with.
Yeah.
But it's not about that. It's trying to make that process as stress-free as possible and see the small little facial expressions of something when right away they like a house. After years of experience, you kind of prep someone when you go in, just starting to read people is what I love. I'm like, all right, this is going to be when we talk about.
Yeah.
So you start getting ahead, be like, okay, go back to their wants and needs list. All right, it does check. Let me make sure. And I play devil's advocate as much as I'm an advocate for the client. And I tell them up front in our meeting, like, this is a relationship. When I play devil's advocate, it's not telling you I don't like the house. This is a very large purchase. So if you tell me, you want a first floor primary suite, but the house you're telling me you want to buy is a second floor, we go through that. I'm like, are you sure? You told me first floor was a must have.
Mm-hmm.
And you make sure they're not questioning themselves, but they need to answer those questions. And I say, they go, I really appreciate you pushing us, because I go, I'd much rather you invite me over for a drink 5 years later than call me a year later and go, this isn't the house for us.
Right.
Let's sell and buy something different.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better for me business-wise if I could buy and sell, of course. Right. But then it would hurt me a little bit. Like, wait, did I not ask the right questions?
Yeah.
Did I not push them enough?
Yeah.
And especially now the market's turned a little bit. You can have the time to try to really dial down and find a house that you want.
Yeah.
At the same time, right now with appreciation, everyone talking about, like, marry the house, date the rate. I'm not even there, if I'm honest with you.
Right.
You don't have to marry the house.
All right.
Right. You can live in a house for 2 years, sell it, and still make money.
Oh yeah. 100%.
So why, people aren't there at 5, 7, 10 years.
Right.
I know the national average is still right above 7 years, but here, relocate, find a place that's fun, right? Live there 2 years and go, okay, I'm not going out and walking the streets of downtown Cary like I thought I was.
Yeah.
You know what? I love suburbia. Maybe you move to a 12 Oaks. You're playing golf a lot.
Right.
That fits a certain narrative.
Yep.
So yeah, I love the industry because of the different conversations, the different opportunities that we have.
Yeah.
And as much as I meet people from other walks of life and are envious of what they get to do, travel, things they see, or just be, I'm like, yeah, I don't know if that could be me.
Yeah. Yeah.
If anything, I always say, like, I wanted to be in sports. Like,
Okay.
Oh yeah.
You
as,
look
as
like
every kid,
you
sports
look like
broadcasting.
Yeah,
as well.
I was gonna say you have the voice and the look of a sports broadcaster. You could have done it. It's not too late, man.
No, I went to Clemson. That's what I went to Clemson for.
Really?
They unfortunately dropped the major my sophomore year. So it was just a whole big shuffle thing.
Yeah.
It was either a sports broadcaster or I wanted to be a riverboat pilot.
What is that?
A riverboat pilot. So say Dole fruit, right? Brings a huge ship of all their produce. So I grew up in Delaware, and when you come near Delaware, you have to find a local captain, be able to guide you up the coast to Philadelphia or different places. And you get the pilot on these huge boats. You've seen them, right? If you've ever, like, they're 300 yards old, right? And that's just your job, is to guide this huge ship up and anchor in Philadelphia and then jump on another one. It's up and back. It's my great-grandfather did it. My grandfather did it. My uncle did it.
Really?
Yeah. We were able to trace it back. People even did it in England before we even came over.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And I'm the first male on my mom's side of the family, of the older one, to not be a riverboat pilot.
Wow, what a disappointment. Yeah.
No, it was great. I mean, we even have ones down here in Cape Fear.
Yeah.
Obviously the process has changed, but it was something like, I was like, it's so different, right? You're like, one, you have to sit in silence.
Yeah.
One, you get to talk all the time.
Yeah.
It's probably why I'm not a riverboat pilot.
Right.
I went on a few runs late at night. Mom was like, yeah, there's going to be people that you meet that don't speak English, and you kind of got to focus. You're looking ahead.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, I really enjoy talking to people.
Yeah. Dude, I'm the exact same way. I always thought I was going to be a builder.
Oh, really?
Was always, like, since I was a little kid, Bob the Builder. Like, I had Bob the Builder, everything.
Okay.
My whole life, that's what I wanted.
Okay.
Well, actually, I wanted to be a garbage man for a little bit because I thought it was dope that you can just stand on the back of the truck. But the building thing, I realized, like, real estate can be isolating because, like, if you're on your own, like, it is a pretty isolating business, but you do interact with, if you're doing your job correctly, you should be interacting with a lot of clients. Building is very isolating. Like, you're not, and that's why I think when you talk to a lot of builders, great dudes, but, like, more reserved, a little quieter, and then they're not salesy, because that's not what they want to do. And so that's their personality. But yeah, I realized that pretty quick. I worked for a builder for 9-10 months or something like that.
Got it.
Doing, like, new construction developments. And this was, like, right out of high school. And I was pretty quick with, like, I'd rather sell them than build them. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So it was pretty quick turnaround. But
now I'd love to represent a builder.
I would love to represent a builder.
That is a goal.
Yeah.
Of mine from a career standpoint, to build a team, to be able to market.
How do you think you get to do that?
Well, one right now. I mean, I have the opportunity to know a lot of builders, and they just keep saying, "Hey, you just got to bring us dirt.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be in with the developer. It's just bring us dirt."
Mm-hmm.
There's a few agents that I know that are really good at it. Will just sit and grind and call people about vacant lots.
Yeah.
Infill communities, you see
Right.
that a lot.
Right.
Chapel Hill, Duke. But some of these bigger ones, that's just what it's out. I mean, and you start shaking hands, kissing babies with some of these farmers that no longer want to be a farmer, want to
Yeah.
sell the land.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it'd be a lot of fun because some of these houses are being built are so incredible.
Yeah.
This custom built homes, be able to market these beautiful, like look, Parade of Homes is going to come up. You're
Yep.
going to see them. You have
Yep.
the opportunity to market those to not just people locally, but nationally and
Oh yeah.
internationally. It would be phenomenal.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So I know you're big. You live in 12 Oaks,
I do.
right? And so that's kind of
I'm about to sneeze. So sorry.
you're good, dude. Sneeze away. Um,
Yeah.
so you're big in that area, obviously. How do you living there probably helps, but how do you target market and stay in a neighborhood where you're like, if I guess you farm that neighborhood and everything, you live there,
Mhm.
but how do you stay as like a top agent in a neighborhood?
Sure. So I've lived in 12 Oaks now over 10 years.
Okay.
And at the end of the month, I will close my 145th home that I've sold in there
In 12 Oaks.
in 12 Oaks.
Wow.
But it's a big community, right? It started small when I moved there in 2015, and it's up to 1,700 homes. So I've had, resale buyers. I've had sellers that have sold their house and moved down. I've had them move up. I've done actually a decent amount of new construction.
Okay.
I moved there, had clients like, well, where do you live? And then you show them the community. 12 Oaks is an absolute lifestyle. So I think if you live in a community that you can be involved early on, there was basically a new member board. And I was like, look, I love to meet people. Like as soon as they meet here, I want to make sure that because you move into 12 Oaks, we do have a social fee, right? It's $118 a month.
Okay.
But I say I can find you a home outside of this community for less price. But when you buy a house here, something comes with that. And that's the golf, that's the pools, that's the club, the pub,
Right.
everything. And we have a really, really vibrant social calendar. So I think getting in early and getting on that board and meeting people and then really not pitching myself, was just pitching the community
Yeah.
and allowing them to
See the value you bring.
not just that, but also the value of the community. So they're telling your friends when they want to show it off. They were like, look, we were looking everywhere. And then Ben brought us to his community, didn't push it at all, just showed it.
Yeah.
And really went from a standpoint of like, look at this lifestyle, look how your family or yourselves may fit here.
Yeah.
It worked. And they would just tell other people.
Yeah.
So they would come in and I'll get on my golf cart and we'll just drive around, drive to the different pools. I would take them throughout the communities, but the houses were last.
Mm.
And I think you just have to be involved, right? Anybody that lives in a community, that is your best source of meeting clients, but you have to be involved and want to be there, right? You want to go to the socials. Like I enjoy getting lunch there. Like I try to take people there, like even clients that have been there for years. I'm like, hey, you want to go grab lunch? Like, I haven't been down here forever because I'm an advocate for the club.
Yeah.
I think just being top of mind. I do farm it, but I do my best not to be overly salesy.
Right.
Especially in my own community.
Yeah.
I'd much rather we go out and grab a drink, grab coffee, grab lunch, and then you bring your friends and be like, hey, this is my friend Ben. Instead of being like, oh, this is my realtor and my friend. I'd much rather be like, hey, this is my friend Ben.
Yeah.
Then,
Or you don't want
he was the one that brought us into this community.
Yeah.
I hear that.
Yeah.
I have a few clients that I'm very fortunate to say that. And I'm always like, oh, thanks.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, this is the best decision for us. I was like, it's all because of him. He brought us here and then introduced us to people.
Yeah.
So
and you don't want to be like at the golf clubhouse and people are like trying to stay away from Ben because all he wants to do is sell to us. And so,
correct.
Yeah. Do you think you can be as successful as you have been in 12 Oaks if you have not lived in 12 Oaks? Like if you want to target a neighborhood and you think this is the neighborhood I think I really want to farm and, hone in on, do you have to live in that neighborhood to be as successful as you have been?
145 homes worth. I think it definitely is a benefit living there and being a member.
Yeah.
But no, I think you can absolutely farm neighborhoods. I mean, it comes with one sign in the ground. That's what has to start. Getting a sign in the ground. And then, but you got to believe in the product.
Yeah.
You can't be flippant about it. Be like, oh, I sold a house. Here you go.
Yeah.
Right. But like, look, this is why this house is great. This is why I see the numbers working the way they are. Still getting involved. I mean, there's a lot of communities that don't have a club or a pool or things like that.
Right.
I think just believing in the home and believing in the community and its upsides and being able to paint that picture for buyers, paint that picture for sellers, and
Yeah.
be able to not just sell yourself, but how you market it
All right.
is going to be the difference.
Yeah.
For example, I love to work in McGregor.
Right.
I don't live there.
Right.
And I'll continue to try to market because there are people who have lived there for years.
Yeah.
So it's a challenge,
Mm-hmm.
but it's still something that I enjoy and want to work towards because I think it's a great community, large lots. It's a complete, the whole community is turning over now. A lot more new construction homes that were built, in the early 70s are being torn down and then bigger houses being built on it. I think that's a win-win for everyone. So win for the person who sold the house,
Yep.
who no longer needed that big a lot or that type of home. And it's a win for the new family that's coming in and building a new house in an established community because of all that it offers. Again, swim, golf, tennis, pickleball.
Yeah.
So we'll see. My hope is no.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be able to prove that I can do in other neighborhoods.
Yeah.
I just think you just got to commit to it for sure.
Yeah. So I wanted to target market this one neighborhood in Harnett County. I don't know if you know Keith Hills. It's a golf club there.
Golf, there's 3 nines, orange, black.
Yeah. Yep. So I'm a member there. And so I got to know like the neighborhood really well. My in-laws live there and everything. And but it was going really well until I got the one listing. But I should say the listing was like a family member. They lived 2 houses down. They bought it because of a circumstance that somebody was living there. They had to get them out. Anyway, so they own the house.
Got it.
And it appraised at like, I don't know, 570. We had it sell for 550.
Okay.
Sat on the market for a year. But that sign now, I feel, is in the yard saying, do not hire Ethan Lyons because he can't sell in this neighborhood.
Right.
So how do you think, coming from my perspective, I go in and say, no, I promise, I'm a really good agent. I love this neighborhood. I'm a member at the golf course and all that stuff. Like, how do you think I can kind of overcome that?
It is a big concern, and especially when you want to work there.
Mm-hmm.
There's been opportunities I've actually turned down, listing opportunities, because I say that. I go, look, well, this is a relationship. This is also my job. This is my reputation, and it does not help me for my sign to sit out there.
Yeah.
So you tell me, hey, I'm not in a hurry. I'm okay if it takes a couple months. We'll lower the prices.
Right.
That's not good for business because of what you said. How would you defend that? I think that's very, very straightforward, right? Say, look, it's a family member. We work with people that we love. Obviously, you take a slightly different business approach with family.
Right.
And, we kind of laid out a few things. Unfortunately, you can speak to the market at the time of year. I don't know what time of year it was. It's big changes.
Yeah.
If it's a November through a February listing,
Right.
already that's going to be longer.
Yeah.
So I just think speaking to that, if anything, you can probably talk to them, be like, you know what? I was able to get it sold. Yes, it took a year, but let's look at the multiple different things we did from a marketing standpoint. And I can go back, and I love data, like from a showing standpoint and hits and the ads that I run.
Yeah.
I take those into my listing. I'm like, look, these are the things that I do, and I believe in it.
Right.
Because look at the reach, look at the views. It only takes one, but my job as an agent, not only is to get the home sold, but it's to get as many eyeballs and people into the house as possible.
Yeah.
Right. And you want to sell the house for the most money possible.
Right.
But you're not the one cutting the check.
Right.
So you need to work to perceive a value of a property and market it as such.
Yeah.
But it is tough, right? We take things personally.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're like, wait, I know how to price a property. Why in the world is this not moving?
Right.
It's not sitting. What do you mean? I don't understand this way back. So,
and all of my feedback has been, I mean, it's off the market now, but all of my feedback has been this, because it's a weird house too. It's new construction, but it's a 1-bedroom. It's like a big master bedroom, and then there's an office that's a second bedroom, but it's smaller than the room we're in right now.
Gotcha.
With the closet and everything. And then there's an in-law suite. Okay. So it's really interesting. Like, it's a really,
especially down there where the people buying tend to be either just a single person or larger families.
Yeah, and it's right. And so a single person probably is not going to buy the $550,000 house.
Right.
In Keith Hills. So it's like, okay, that kind of excludes them. Maybe an older couple who has kids that are out of town, and the in-law suite would work for them, but then they might have kids and the office isn't big enough for their kids. And so it's like, I don't know. It's an interesting house, but obviously the hope was, we can get it sold. And I've sold other houses that sold quick in that neighborhood. Right. But this one particularly, like, I'm like, gosh, now I feel like, if I send out a mailer, like, I can't obviously send out a mailer like, hey, your neighborhood just sold their house for, $10,000 over asking, in 14 days or whatever, so I'm kind of screwed on that end. But yeah, I think it's always interesting when you can find a neighborhood that you truly enjoy. Like you said, you got to believe in the neighborhood.
Correct.
And and really like obviously, you know, I have a membership there, and so I love the golf course there, and just the people there are super down to earth, and so I do believe in it, but I'm also like, now can I really be pushing myself because there's a sign in the yard that's there that says, "Do not hire this guy."
So there's two parts to that, right? And I know I overthink every piece of marketing from a timing standpoint, but like, man, I didn't send out something then to talk about it. Oh, it's too late. We all think that every single person in the neighborhood sees our sign, drives by, and like, why isn't it under contract, right?
Yeah.
And it becomes a negative thing. And while we do think that, I can tell you that it doesn't always happen. And I'll tell a quick story. It was 2 years ago. Why it doesn't always work this way. I had a house on the market. Thought it was a great house. Didn't sell first weekend. So I let a weekend pass, and this was 20 days on the market. And this is in 12 Oaks, and we held an open house. And people came in the neighborhood, lived around the corner. And they're like, we love your new listing. Holy cow. Know it's going to sell by the end of the weekend. Would you guys hit the market just a couple hours ago? We saw your open house post. We drove by. We're like, this is amazing. And they brought friends in there to making an offer. I chuckled. I was like, no, I've been here for 20 days. Like, we've done mailers. We've done a lot of posts. We've done an open house. They live literally right around the corner.
And had no idea.
Had no idea. So like, okay, sometimes you got to get past that.
Yeah.
Because I think it's still a success story of the fact that you were able to sell it.
Right.
So I think marketing that, you're still able to help a family achieve their goals, which was to sell. Another family's there, and they obviously love the house, and they think that they got a fair price for it.
Yeah.
So what you're just doing is selling, like, look what I was able to do.
Yeah.
We still accomplished the goal.
Yeah.
Right. And you're able to speak about the importance of maybe pricing or timing on the market. And also sometimes people just don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I was talking to Devontae about marketing and postcards. Is that like a thing people still do? And I've read a story, and personally, I'm going to implement it. It was, they went through a neighborhood, sizable neighborhood. They tried to find who the number one agent in the neighborhood was.
I saw this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the fake agent.
Yes.
What a great story.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, everybody said multiple different agents work in the neighborhood. And when I market to neighborhoods now, I'll do the same research. If there's not a dominant agent, then that's one I feel like I potentially can farm if it checks all the rest of the boxes. Look, went around for 2 months. They sent out 8 postcards, right? You know, the story goes. Then they went back after 2 months. This was just using factual data about the community, sold, price per square foot, new listings, but a fake agent name and a picture. 2 months later, polled the neighborhood. They all said that agent was the number one agent.
Number one. Yeah.
Didn't buy, didn't sell, didn't exist. So it just shows sometimes I think that we overanalyze what's out there. And sometimes we just got to push forward. Yeah. And just because our jobs is we're just providing facts. Like, this home did sell. This is now a comp. Good or bad, but let's talk about it. Right. How did it change your value? People might go, oh, that killed our value. Well, it goes beyond the numbers. You could talk about it was a really small secondary bath, 2 suites, didn't really match your traditional 3-bedroom. Your house. I would not look at your house and use that one as a comp. I would look in a different direction. And we're educating. That's what we're doing. We're just trying to educate people. So I wouldn't, unless it closed a year ago, don't send out the postcard now. I'm saying I don't think you should fear marketing it. Yeah. Because you still did the job that you were hired to do.
Yeah. No, that's really good. So in your 16 years, what would you say was your biggest success throughout that 16 years? Or has it just been like an incremental growth every year? Or do you feel like you had this big breakthrough moment?
Well, 2022 was my biggest year.
Okay.
And it's, when I go back, which I constantly look at my years, my data, I used to be a big January through June guy. Right. And then my family with the kids are out in sports and travel and football. We would kind of enjoy our falls, and, I'd probably pick up. So at least 66% of my business was done, by the middle of July. And then the fall was great. As I continued to grow, it started to even out a little bit. I've started to do about 60% listings, 40% buyers. But when I go back to my big year in 2022, it's the sell to buy. And I think it's such an underestimated thing. If you go back and you talk to some of these agents that have huge years, my follow-up question was, how many of your sellers turned around and bought? Yeah. I'm literally because I'll have a year that has close to many as transactions, or at least close. And I'll go, what was the difference? Like, well, I had 17 listings. but only 2 of them turned around and balked. Because my clientele maybe that year was people retiring, moving out of state, going, to join family,
Yeah.
or retirement communities, which, by the way, there's some really fantastic retirement communities here in the Triangle. They're like college campuses.
I always told my wife, like, no,
Glen Air, you get to go down.
Yeah.
There's 7 places to pick to eat. They have a bar, they have a pool table, they have a place for a movie theater, shows. I'm like, of course I want to retire there.
Yeah.
Right. You want to sit in the house, hang out, maybe see a friend every once in a while,
Yeah.
or just go down to the social happy hour.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. I tell my wife all the time, if it comes time and you ever see me and you're like, he might need to go home, like retirement home or whatever, like put me there because I want to be there. I don't want to be in my house. Like,
sit there in the chair.
I want to hang out. I want to watch movies, play pool, hang out with my buddies all day. Like, sounds like the life. Actually,
awesome.
If I can do it now, that'd be pretty sick.
It would be great. So I don't know I don't know if the question was the biggest thing. I just think sometimes, if you're able to market yourself to the niche that is going to be selling and buying, then you're going to be in a position to have a great year. In a big community like 12 Oaks, I've helped people buy the first house, move to the second house, right, and then move to the third. So again, we talk about marketing to communities. I do look at communities that allow movement within a community.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Because if you fall in love with the community, sometimes just the house, you grow it, like happens. Either you decide to have another child, or maybe you have a dog or something, or maybe you have a mother-in-law or father-in-law or mother-father move in with you. Your needs change. Like, man, I really like the school district, or I really like the community. Well, I can actually just move around the corner.
Right.
Or, which we're doing right now in 12 Oaks, what we're seeing is, hey, some of these kids are now in college.
Yeah.
That's great. Like, what? I don't need 3,900 square feet.
Right.
Can you find me like a really nice 2,600 square, 3,000 square foot house? Absolutely. They're able to make really good money on their investment, and they're moving down. And even if it's not, sometimes like, well, you downsize, limit my bills. Sometimes like, look, I'm just limiting the maintenance. Like, I need the 2 extra bathrooms anymore. Right. When they visit, this is great. I have a place for them to stay. So I think that's phenomenal. And that was one of the reasons I had that really big year. It was everybody. Don't get me wrong, interest rates were fantastic. So people all of a sudden were like, wait, I can get what for my money? Right. So they were all doing it.
Yep.
But that's why I look back. I'm like, I had 15 buy sell sides.
Oh, wow.
Which is a lot for
a lot.
me.
Yeah. No, that's a lot for like anybody else.
And that's, when I did the 43 that year, 15 were into being, I'm like, I felt like I had less clients. I'm like, oh no, 15 clients had 2 transactions. Right. It comes, 30. So,
and that's the goal. Like, that's the dream. Yeah.
Yeah. It's great because you get to see people all the way through the process, right? You're like, we're selling your house for a reason because you want to turn around and buy. Right. So, you get away from the stress of selling, which you and I know what we do. We put forth our best efforts, try and make it as stress-free as possible. But there's still a little bit, right? Right. You try to make it not personal. Right. But then you go, you know what? We're having an open house this weekend. But why don't we go, or we have a bunch of showings on Friday. Why don't we go take a look at some homes? Yeah. So they're having fun looking at houses, right, while they know their house is being, looked at. Yeah. So am I the one? So. Yeah.
In your 16 years, have you ever had a team, thought about growing out a team?
I did.
Okay.
I did when I was in HPW. I wanted to grow a team. What I wanted to do was, I knew where I buy and sell really, really well, but I wanted to be a better asset for clients relocating here because we have so many people moving to the area. So I set out to have agents in different sections, right? It was Wake Forest, it was North Raleigh, it was Clayton. Okay. I wasn't yet into the Durham, Chapel Hill market. And I go, look, while I'm working, if I have people that work in these areas, we can now be an expert in everything. Yeah. Because any agent, in my professional opinion, says, I'm an expert across the entire triangle. Right. Right. It's so tough. I mean, we're not on top of the development. We don't know when you call me and go, hey, I'm going to go hang at Holly Springs. What are we going to do for a day? I'm like, look, we're going to go to this coffee shop. Right. Right. We're going to grab a great coffee. We're going to go here for lunch, but you got to hit here for the apps, things like that. Because again, when I want to sell a house, I want someone to know the community, like know the town. Yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah. But I can't do that in Wake Forest and Clayton, and know the daily changes. Yeah. So I said, look, I want to build it. And respectfully, just didn't work out. Maybe I was young in my career in terms of like trying to grow the team from a leadership standpoint, and I've learned from it. And I do have a goal to do it again. But I think if I build a team, it wants to be to represent a neighborhood. Okay. But I think everybody works very uniquely. Yeah. And at that time, the way that I worked just didn't line up with the other people that were on the team. great people.
Yeah.
Just I want to go as hard as I can go,
Mm-hmm.
right? And work hard, but then again, be able to have time with my family and take vacations and things like
Right.
that. And it just didn't work. I was spread too thin, and I was like, is this work I'm focusing on trying to grow in other places affecting either my life at home or my buyers, myself,
Mhm.
or my sellers? And so I kind of reined it all back in a little bit,
Yeah.
and I actually took off. I've actually had better years, from then.
Really.
Yeah,
Yeah, because the goal obviously of the team is to make more money
make more money. Yeah,
and have more time.
correct.
And yeah, I've found that too. Like trying to grow out the team. I've had some really great agents, but some that are like you got to hold their hand more than it's worth it. Worth holding their hand for. And you're just like, okay, the goal here was for you to kind of go make more money and I'll have more time, but instead we're making less money because now I am distracted by holding your hand and I can't go and service my clients the way I need to service my own clients. Now I'm helping you and your clients.
Right. So I would say, like, online, I'm still the Benjamin Passwaters team,
Mm-hmm.
but I think the word team is just defined differently for me now. I have some fantastic stagers I work with.
Okay.
I have fantastic videographers,
Mm-hmm.
photographers, marketing people, transaction coordinators, inspectors that are awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, to the point you text them, hey, I know it's immediate, anything this week, and they'll find a time.
Mm-hmm.
And then my attorneys, like, these people are confidence. I know they work hard. I've used them all for my own personal properties, which is great. I think that's my team now.
Yeah.
Because when I work with a seller, I walk in, I kind of have like I just have a game plan that goes through like, look, we're here step one, and then we're going to be with this. Now you're going to be my vendor. They have my stagers. Great. And then we're going to get together. We're going to review it. And then it's going to be my vendors to make things happen.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my team. And without them, I would not be who I am.
Yeah.
Without knowing I can text them and that gets done.
Right.
And being able to show that to your clients. Like, hey, do you have anybody for this? Absolutely. Already called this person.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
that's my team now. And everybody has it.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, I like that idea. Yeah.
And I'm going to be marketing as such. We have a video coming up that literally is highlighting these vendors, right? I know they work with a lot of agents. They work with a lot of different clients, but I want people to know, like, when you have the opportunity to work with the Benjamin Passwaters, work myself or our team, it's like, look, on the buying side, like, you're going to get to meet Judson. He's an inspector, right? You're going to get to know my lenders.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get to know Midtown Law because these are my attorneys.
Right.
All right. Well, this is a beautiful house. I have a gentleman that brought in my stager from interior decorating. They were like, so this is a great space, but I don't know if I even know how to capitalize on it.
Yeah.
So they walked through the house and they got even more excited about the house that they were buying because they were like, it looks great, but this is a lot bigger.
Right.
And they went through, hey, room by room, I can see you do this, and got to know them a little bit.
Mm.
And now they're super excited for closing at the end of the month.
That's cool.
So
I like
for
that.
me,
Yeah.
that's the team.
Yeah.
Knowing that I'm able to provide vendors. And a little subsection of that, what hurts me the most as an agent sometimes, especially in 12 Oaks, is I have this for everyone, but when I see on Facebook, someone like, hey, does anybody have a plumber that you know? And they're going to get a lot of options. I feel sometimes maybe I didn't do a good enough job explaining to these clients that my relationship with them doesn't end at the closing table. Like, I want to be a resource for you.
Yeah.
Like, go ahead and shoot me that text.
Right.
It's okay to put on Facebook and get all the options.
Yeah.
But I want you to know you can just shoot me a text. I'm at least going to give you a name of one or two.
Right.
If you choose not to work with them, that's fine.
Yeah.
But hopefully I've established the trust, being like, I trust these people.
Yep.
We actually do have that right now. Someone put it out on Facebook. Unfortunately, they had a floods. They had to redo their first floor. And then I called them immediately. And she was like, you're right. I should have called you. I'm so sorry. Took down the post. And actually this week, Tile Liquidators is helping them with their flooring.
Yeah.
We have Ray Rivera's was renovating bathrooms. And she was like, holy cow, I actually had no idea where to start.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah.
Literally a 5-minute conversation with you, where I immediately, while on the phone, set up a meeting for the vendors and the builder to meet with them the very next day.
Right. That's
and
cool.
she went from like a stressful, oh my gosh, what's my family going to do?
Yeah.
To now she's like posting like, this has been a great experience.
Yeah.
Because now we have people that we trust, and it made it easy for us.
Right.
And for me, right, I didn't make any money out of that, but I'm so excited for them to now have a good experience, and excited for my vendors to be able to showcase their products and their abilities.
Yeah. So that's cool. What about like I've never done it. I feel like I've heard it done though. Given that your client's like a binder of vendors at closing, like, hey,
Yeah.
hopefully you don't ever need a plumber, but
Mhm.
you own a house, so you probably are going to need one at some point. Here's
I think it'd be great.
Yeah,
I do think that I know that there are holes in my business that I can get better. Um, and so many other things that go into closing. I think something like that is fantastic.
yeah,
And that's why having a transaction coordinator that is better at those little things so we can
right.
be on track and just follow up is so great. Because
Hmm.
those are things I know that they do,
Yeah,
right? And it's like, hey, you guys have that. They're like, oh yeah, we got all the information.
right.
Maybe it's not a binder because I have binders when I bought the house, right? And heck, the house that we closed on today, the seller's like, well, I'm leaving all the old binders from the builder. I'm like, you pulled them, shook off the dust or something to
Right,
put it back on
right,
the
right,
kitchen counter. Um, but yeah, absolutely that, or just like a nice PDF file from the save, just
hmm,
like, hey, by the way, some recommended vendors.
right.
But you're right. I probably should do a better job of what that is, just in case there aren't any problems.
Yeah, yeah. I've never done it either, so I think that's a good idea though.
It is because more than likely now with the due diligence, you've gone through and you've already had to call your electrician or
Right.
plumber or
Hmm.
crawl space person or roofer.
Yeah.
You've used them to get quotes for your clients or to do some work.
Yep.
And they're like, you trusted me. Hey, here's all the numbers. You should be like, and by the way, here's all their contact information if something else was to
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So, where do you see your business kind of going from now on?
upward, honestly. I
Yeah.
mean, people know I just left Nest Realty and joined Compass. I saw the belief in Compass's marketing and hopefully just help me grow as an agent.
Hmm.
Hopefully grasp a lot of these people that are moving to the area. And I want people to know my goal is to be out there. I've had the opportunity to sell all throughout the triangle. But I love Holly Springs. I love Western Wake. And literally, if you ask me what was my goal from like a marketing standpoint, as an agent standpoint, it goes back to that point of being a resource. Like I want to continue to bring attention to all the new businesses.
Yeah.
I have some small businesses in my family. I understand how hard it is to run a restaurant, and especially now
Right.
coming out of whatever COVID was, and it's tough. So you went ahead, you got local coffee.
Right.
Like,
Right.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Right. I just want to constantly bring attention to these things.
Yeah.
Again, it doesn't affect my bottom line,
Yeah.
but being able to be a resource, be like, oh, hey, he's someone online, someone as an agent that was able to tell us all these things.
Yeah.
Again, I want my clients to fall in love in the area that they live. So where am I from a standpoint? I'm going to continue obviously to buy and sell homes. I think it is to find a neighborhood. I think that's the next challenge. It'll be a lot of fun.
Hmm.
But just build like I just want to be probably the best resource possible for people, whether it be online, to call, be like, look, I could be on Facebook and ask for all these different things, or I can just call Benjamin
Yeah.
and realize I'm in good hands.
Yeah.
And I think that just goes outside of the real estate, realm, but that's what it is.
Hmm.
If you ask personal growth, I do track data. Like I rank the top 25 single agents in the triangle, and when the TBJ used to put out your top 25 list. Unfortunately, they stopped 2 years ago. Selfishly, I would look at that list and want to know where I was ranked on that list and what I could do to be better.
Yeah.
So I love data when it comes to buying and selling homes, but personally, that's the competitive side of me. Like I want to move up that list, but at the same time, there are some people that are so good and work so hard that I'm honest. I'm like, I'm not going to be that person,
Right.
because I love to golf.
Yeah.
I love to go to the mountains. My family's right.
Yeah.
My son and I go football games. We go to baseball games. We take our trips.
Yeah.
So to continue to have a family balance, but get to the point where I'm selling more homes and doing more volume
Yeah.
would be fantastic.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not going to, everything I do, buying and selling, is going to be a relationship, and building a team would even allow me to do hopefully more with my family.
Yeah.
Then,
Yeah.
we do a lot of, we're going to travel lacrosse now.
Okay.
Sometimes it's, oh, hey, we're going to go to Richmond. We have to go to New York, or we have to, Jersey, or, Charlotte for these lacrosse tournaments. I'm like, okay, well, we'll have to go 2 cars because I got to leave at 8 a.m. on Sunday because I have to go hold 2 open houses.
Right. Right.
And I love doing open houses with my sellers, at least the first one, right? Because
Right.
you hired me.
Yeah.
But getting to the point where I have that team that I have confidence in them holding the open house and having a relationship with the seller, so I can be at that lacrosse game on Sunday
Yeah.
and cheering Keegan on, but know in the back of my head that my sellers are in great hands.
Yeah. Makes sense.
I think that's the next step.
Yeah. We talk about that a lot on here. especially with like the fathers, is how to balance chasing that greatness
Mhm.
status, like you talked about being on the list. Like my goal, so I'm 25. My goal is to be on NAR's 30 under 30,
That's awesome.
and I think we can get it done. But how do you chase greatness,
Mhm.
but also be a great father? At the
Mhm.
same time,
Mhm.
and can you be the best of the best realtor, but
Mhm.
also be a great father at the same time? Um, and so I don't know, what is your kind of take on, obviously you've been very successful over your 16 years,
I appreciate that.
and like you said, you're still being able to travel with your sons and
Correct.
hang out with them.
It's one, it can be done.
Mhm.
Fortunately, we see a lot of agents across the triangle do it. Um, I know agents in other states that are great fathers, great mothers,
Mhm.
rock star agents.
Yeah.
So I know there is a formula.
Yeah.
For me, my formula started when I got a transaction coordinator.
Okay. Yeah.
'Cause I needed to, for me, like I said, I had the opportunity. Basically, I wasn't a stay-at-home dad, but the kids didn't go to daycare. I had the kids.
Mhm.
My wife worked her tail off. So you do that, and at night, that's when I was sitting down to do paperwork,
Yeah.
right? And that's actually the time I probably should have been decompressing to do other
Right.
things or trying to grow my business.
Right.
When I took the time to get a transaction coordinator to know, hey, we want to write an offer on 123 Main Street, and you call them and you talk them through while you're in the phone, or you got 5 minutes,
Mhm.
but to know the paperwork's going to get done and get to your clients. Then you can just call the clients and review the offer with them and
Right.
get it out.
Right.
While that's going, I can still go be growing my business and helping other clients.
Yeah.
That is absolute step one,
Yeah.
because there's going to be times where you got all your compliance things, all the little addendums,
Yeah.
all the extra stuff.
Who's the trash service? Who's the
Correct. All the little things to
Yeah.
just know that you trust someone to provide that information.
Mhm.
Before I did that, there was those moments of like stress, like going through your checklist. Did I do this? Did I do that? Oh
Mhm.
my God, I forgot to do that. This. But now, paying for that service literally has alleviated so much stress, off my plate. Has made things so much. I've been able to be a better parent because of that.
Yeah.
Right. So I would say that that's step one. Um, Depending, the second step is like, what's your goal? Is it, when I was with HPW, I had two mentors. I was always about like, hey, is it going to be transactions or is it going to be volume? Right. And two really good agents looked at it completely differently. One gentleman's like, look, I think it was like, if you're trying to send $10 million. This was, 2009. And the guy goes, give me 100 transactions. And the other person said, give me one transaction for 10 million.
Mm.
And listening to them both talk about it.
Yeah.
The gentleman at 100 says, look, if I can help 100 people, more likely they have an opportunity to tell a lot more people
Right.
about me.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, but that's a lot of work. That's a lot of running. That's a lot of calls
Mhm.
to make it happen. But he was setting himself up for future growth.
Right. Right.
The other seasoned agent said, just give me the one house. And I said, why is that? I said, he's like, I know that's a lot of money. Like, that's a lot of marketing dollars. It's a lot of time. But if you do your job correctly and you prep it, it should sell.
Yeah.
It was like, then I've met my goals and now I can do the other things I want to do. I can
Mm.
travel. I can now spend time with family.
Yeah. Where do you see yourself in between those two? I can see both sides of it.
Oh, I absolutely could see both sides. Now, I want to hang out in the middle. I think it's because, I set goals.
Mhm.
I set yearly goals, but it's September, October. You and I should be sitting down over another cup of coffee talking about 2026 already.
Yeah.
Right. And how we're going to get there.
Right.
Because we're always going to be trying to be 90 days ahead.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I set a yearly goal, and it is on my whiteboard at home. It is volume number and transactions numbers. Right.
Okay.
It has to be X, and like it's 40 transactions. Okay, what do I do? That means it has to be an average price point.
Right.
And as it goes, sometimes your average price point is just less. That's just the clients that you come
Right.
into.
Right.
You say, okay, but what's the biggest thing? Well, if my goal say is 40 transactions, but my average number is lower, I got to work harder to get to the volume. Like just selling 40 at 650 doesn't get me where I want to go.
Right. Right.
Right. But then again, for example, I had a fantastic first 2 quarters I'm really excited about. And I've already met my volume goal, but I'm 8 below my transaction goal for the entire year.
Mm.
So I had to move my volume number because I was like, I'm still going to get to 40.
Right.
I couldn't just sit back and go, oh, that was fun.
I
It's
did it.
awesome.
Yeah.
You did it, right?
Right.
Because you still need to stay in front of people.
Mhm.
So I'm absolutely in the middle, and I set both. If one starts outpacing the other, I make sure the other goal is moved because I need to be chasing.
Yeah.
Like I love competition.
Yeah.
And I've realized that not everybody operates that way. and that's okay. Assuming everybody operates that way has been a mistake.
Yeah.
And I'll have conversations. I'm like, what's your goal? They're like, just have, provide, help families. You're
Mhm.
great, but are you trying to sell 10 homes,
Right.
20,
Right.
30? What is it?
Yeah.
Some people, that's just not how I look at it.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, or volume. Like, what do you want to do this year?
Right.
I want to help 12 families. Well, that's awesome, but how much do you want to sell?
Right. Right.
And I've realized that's just how I operate, and it tends to be successful for me. It also could be, stressful.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I've had decent years the last 2 years, but, through the first 6 months, I was actually behind with transaction and volume. And it was the kick in the butt I needed.
Yeah.
Contact. I'm like,
Right.
where do I rank within the firm?
Mm.
And they knew where my goals were. And they're like, hey, you're here.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. And then I transitioned, and my last 2 falls have been fantastic. It was just, for me, it was the kick in the butt that I needed to be like, all right, Ben, you have goals.
Yeah. That's cool to have that.
This isn't getting it done.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like I said, it's just how I operate. I mean, if you can give me, I know if I can give myself 40 transactions a year with the clientele I'm very fortunate to work with and want to continue to grow, then I'm going to have the type of year that I need to provide for my family.
Right.
And pay taxes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. You got to work backwards. Like your goals minus Uncle Sam, minus expenses. Yeah. So that's what that is for me.
Anyway, hopefully, sorry about that jackhammering noise. Well, it. Freaking construction. We should be able to edit it out though.
No, you're fine.
But so
what's that? I mean, this is a great conversation for me. You asked me, but I mean, you've probably told your listeners before. What are your goals? I mean, do you do that? Do you go into, like, let's take 2026, for example. Mm-hmm. I'm going to put you on the spot.
Yeah.
Right now, if I told you a transaction goal for 2026, what is
that? I haven't mapped out 2026 yet. I know where I'm at 2025. Mm-hmm. And I'm, like you said, I'm volume goal. I'm there.
Congrats.
Transaction goal, I'm not. So, I wanted to do 25 houses, and I did that based on.
It's awesome. By the way, that's always the way to miss. If you have to miss on transaction, but the volume
goal,
there you go.
Well, so, because obviously I don't know about you, but I base my volume on last year's volume.
Okay, yeah.
And so this year was just a little bit higher price point, and so, which was great, because like last year I think my average was $295, because I'm in Harnett County too, and so it's just a lower price point in general. But this year I'm up to like 374, 375. Awesome. A big jump, I feel. I felt like my checks were a lot bigger.
That's a big difference.
I think so, and it's been good. So next year, just thinking out loud, I have 2 goals. Yes, I have my transaction to volume, so that's, I'm gonna categorize that as one goal. That I have not really mapped out where I want to go yet. I'm thinking like 30, 35 somewhere.
There you go. It's okay. It's okay. For me, you seem hesitant to do it. I'm the supportive type. Like, now that you tell me, we're definitely going to be texting about it. Like, hey, man, say 35, right? Yeah. You want to push yourself.
Yeah, I do.
You want to push yourself just outside of what is comfortable, right? Like, you're like, hey, I did 25 this year.
Yeah.
I know I can do 30 this year. Say 35.
Yeah.
Right. So for me, that's the way that I operate. I'm always chasing. I want to push just up to it. Right.
Yeah.
Now, shout out to Dustin Parker. It's called the Parker Group in Delaware, which is again where I'm from. He operates in Delaware, and they don't have all the different high price points in some of the towns that he started. Mm-hmm. So, but he's a grinder. He was selling, I think, 100 plus homes. You might see what you want to follow, because a lot like Harnett County, that price point was lower.
Right.
But he runs a really, really good business of being like, okay, our price point's here, but it doesn't mean I can't hit my volume.
Yes.
And, I admire him from afar.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, how hard you work, what you're able to do, and still be a great father and grow a team, grow a business.
Yeah.
And he makes it work in part of Sussex County, which doesn't have, the high price points that you sometimes see here in the Triangle. So that's what I was curious. I know I put you on the spot.
Yeah, no, you're good.
What's that goal for you?
Yeah, and then I have a team goal. So like I want to bring, this year I had, in 2025, I had my first daughter born in
Congratulations.
April 2nd. Thank you.
Hey, April 1st. Hey,
there you go. Good people coming out. My wife was born in April.
Great month.
Great month. Anyway, so obviously that took a ton of my focus, and I wanted it to. So, and then I switched over to Compass. I was an independent brokerage for 2 years, and then brought it over to Compass. So that was a goal. Mm-hmm. But going into 2026, I have one buyer's agent, and I would like to grow the team. And we can talk about this, off camera, kind of what that looks like. Mm-hmm. Kind of pick your brain about that. But whether it's more of a partnership type team or like it just hey, you're gonna come on as an agent type team. So I'm still trying to figure out what direction I want to go. I don't want a huge team, nor do I think I can at my level. I'm only been in for 7 years. I don't think I can grow a huge team even if I tried.
Got it.
But I don't see that being the goal. And then I have another goal of like the next 5 years. I would like to own 10% of all listings in Harnett County.
There you go.
And so
that's a great goal.
That's kind of something I'm constantly working towards is how to be the standout agent in Harnett County
for resales, right?
For resales, yeah.
Harnett County's become a big new construction area.
Yeah.
You know, like I know some builders that moved in, staying on large plots of land,
and
you're like, all right,
yeah,
you know,
yeah. So I think resale. That's a big goal of mine is to have if I can get 10% of the listings in the county, then I feel like I'm a pretty standout agent.
Absolutely.
In the county, you know.
Absolutely.
So yeah, those are kind of it. I mean, what is your year-end business goals? Like, how do you come up with those? What do you do to track them? That kind of
stuff. There's definitely some business ways to do it, but I mean, we'll be honest. I make a list. I got to make a business goals.
And do you do it by yourself or do you do it with your wife? Do you?
Well, both. I mean, it's by myself, but I understand that the goals that we have when we sit down and we talk about it. But like I said, I'm very fortunate. We travel, we go to games. I love to golf. I'm going to be going on golf trips, but those things cost money.
Yeah.
Right. So part of my breakdown is I have an Excel spreadsheet and it sits on the right side of my whiteboard. All right, Ben, if you want to take these trips, that's X dollars, which translates to X amount of money made minus taxes.
Yeah.
So it's just one of my setups. Like, hey, if you're even down, like, hey, I'm about to go on this trip, but like, no, you need to go out there and make those calls.
Yeah.
Meet those people, shake those hands.
Yeah.
And I think because I am goal oriented, I just need that little bit of motivation when I'm not doing anything to like, nope, you got to work because you got to pay for the things that you want to do selfishly, or you want to take that vacation. Guess what? We got to be paid for.
Yeah.
Like for this year, it was a moving one. It was 40 transactions, and I'll be honest. So probably about 33 to 35 million is my end year goal.
That's really
yeah. It is, but at the same time, you have to understand how sometimes things come to ebbs and flows. Right. I just made the transition to Compass, and it was a good timing because I had a lot of things close.
Yeah.
Right. And just a few things under contract. So it's almost like another ramp up going into the fall.
Yeah.
Which we're all following. It's a unique time. We just, interest rates as low as they've been since 2022.
Yep.
And I know a lot of people are talking about, well, this is going to be one cut. What's it going to be for the spring?
Right.
And start talking to sellers. You got to say, hey, do you have to move today?
Yeah.
If you don't, can you wait till March or April?
Right.
Right. Because that may be a better time.
Yeah.
So that's why I try to talk to people. So I look at the goals, but then I go, look, I'm going to be selling real estate next year.
Right.
Ideally, I'm going to be selling real estate 2 years from now. So I'm having a lot of conversations with people right now being like, what's the best time? Like, okay, well, if your house is unique in a market space, maybe now is.
Right.
Because we have some really motivated buyers that are moving into the space or relocating.
Yep.
Or, okay, maybe we wait to the spring if your house is just going to be one right now. If there's a lot of inventory, I would like to compete against a lot of inventory. Right. But if you're going to compete, do it in the spring where there's more buyers, potentially lower interest rates.
Yep.
So I guess my goal is I still have it, but I'm also going, okay, I want to position my business now for 2026. I think that's just the way that I walk through things. But as a goal, I look at a volume number, and honestly, I will call the staff here in the office and I'll be like, okay, I need to know what the top 10 number is.
Yeah.
And they'll tell me what it is.
Yeah.
And I'll say, okay, this is what I need to do to be within that list.
Yeah.
And if I go, hey, this guy did it, but I know he works 70 hours a week and grinds his tail off and I respect it, I'll go, maybe not.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'll say personal goals.
Right.
I play a lot of golf.
Yep.
Next year, maybe like, hey, maybe I want to be a 5 handicap. Well, to do that, I got to be able to practice.
Right.
Business is really, really important. But to keep, I think in real estate, you have to have other hobbies or goals to stay sane.
Yeah.
Right. Just be able to try to decompress.
Yep.
And for me, that's the golf course.
Okay.
Even though if you see me by myself playing, I think it's an amazing hour and a half. I might be on the phone the entire time, right? Because all of a sudden ideas start coming to you, or if there's you need to do, constantly making notes. But that's my space. But then again, when you play a lot, you play with a lot of clients, you want to get better.
Yeah.
Because all of my kids, I'm like, for as much as you play, you think you'd be a lot better. Thanks, kids. Thanks. Right. Appreciate, love you too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so eventually I think I want to try to get better so I can maybe quiet that noise because they're starting to play now.
Okay. That's
Right.
small enough.
Yeah. No, it's great. I could tell, right? They beat me on a hole. I hit a better chip. They're like, I thought you were supposed to be good. I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, teenagers. So
Punk kids.
yeah,
Go back
yeah.
to your room.
Like, what are you talking about? Like, give me your new putter back.
Right.
Right? Like my kid has 13th birthday here in just a few days, and he's telling me his putter he wants. I'm like, I play golf 90 sometimes a year. You have better equipment than I do. What are we doing? You don't need that putter. Like, what's my birthday? I'm like, son of a gun.
You don't need lessons. You just need a better driver and
I'm
putter.
like, yeah,
You just
let's
need better
go on
clubs.
a putt. Like, they would go in if I had that putter. Of course you did.
Of course.
Right.
I would stop slicing my drive into the woods if I just had
I knew it.
the new driver.
I mean, that's how they make money every year.
I know.
Right? I mean,
we have AI now that can allow your
right.
AI club days to it.
Isn't that the best? Like, you actually don't have to get better. Just with this driver, your crappy swing goes straighter because we spent a lot of money to make, the face make you look better.
Yeah.
No, I mean, this is great. I mean, I love real estate, love what it allows us to do and grow. We make a difference in people's lives. I mean, it's fun when you see them post about what they're doing in the house or, when you're, like always wanted a big backyard for the kids. And then you see them, have like the Labor Day party or whatever, pictures about that. But like, hey, there you go.
Yeah.
That's what they talked about.
Yeah.
Glad that it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
That's
that
always cool.
We're able to, I guess, as 16 years in, I think I'm doing a better job, or I'm trying to do a better job to appreciate those moments for my clients. Because, would you say, is this year 7, did you just say? You said
year 7.
Year 7, which is amazing. You're going to get to that point that you can get into that grind very easy, right? I'll remember 2022. It was boom, 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 house, contract, closing.
Yeah.
Because I felt the need. I had to keep going.
Right.
Instead of being like, wait a second, deep breath. Let's check in all those families. Like, they're having a great time. And that's good. Because I guess, I don't even know what the word is. Like, I feel better when I do see those photos. Like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
They had a goal. I was helping achieve that goal. And now look at them living out their life.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You follow up and be like, love the picture. Glad the family doing well.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah.
So,
it is cool, man. Yeah. I mean, I was telling my wife, I was like, I don't know what I would do if I wasn't in real estate right now, because I couldn't work for somebody. I know that. Like, I cannot work for somebody else. And so I was like, I really don't know, man. I don't know. I guess I would try to sell something, but luckily I don't want to have to find out.
Yeah, I just don't want to find out. I think I'd want to work in the golf space. I think I'd want to run like golf tournaments.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I had the opportunity to work with a lot of different
Do you sponsor any
we do a lot.
Oaks? Yeah.
Well, not just 12 Oaks ones, like the Hero Classic, which is a big golf tournament at 12 Oaks.
Okay.
That's benefiting the Holly Springs Fire Department and Police Department.
Oh,
Raise a lot of money and then give it back.
That's cool.
They've been able to do some really cool things. Like, I get so much fulfillment from that.
Yeah.
But I actually like running the tournament aspect of it.
Okay.
So I'm involved in a couple of different ones, whether it's getting the sponsors, setting up the course, because when you pay your money to go play in a golf tournament, right?
Yeah.
Say it's $250, you're taking a day off of work.
Yeah.
Right. You're there to appreciate the charity, but I want the experience to be really good for the patron themselves.
Yeah.
And then as someone who's sponsored a lot of tournaments, what I do is, especially for the Hero Classic right now, I'm doing everything I can to try to highlight those sponsors, because I know they give money because they believe in the cause. Right. But at the same time, there's a marketing dollar spent.
Yeah.
So I want to try to highlight those guys. Like, these are the people that are giving the money that makes, the charity go, or make the donations possible to the fire department, the police department.
Yeah.
And just giving them their time, right? Just be like, thank you so much for your money. Here they are, right? And for me, I guess that's really, really important, because I know, a lot of people have the opportunity to just kind of write a check.
Right.
I'd just be like, hey, I appreciate you asking me to write a check.
Yeah.
But this is a business I'm trying to grow.
Yeah.
And especially when we're working so local, like in a town like Holly Springs and a few others we do with Apex and Cary. It's like, thank you for making this goal a reality. But hey, guys, if you're going to go, coffee, this was the local spot.
Yeah.
They were a sponsor of this.
Yeah.
So if you're out and about on Tuesday, you can go left to one place, or right to our sponsor.
Yep.
Maybe think about going right. Just, go in there and just say thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool.
For me, that's important.
Yeah. I would actually, I take that back. I don't know what I would do. well, I wouldn't be doing a real estate podcast, maybe another podcast. I don't know. But I would want to, a dream of mine was always to own a cigar lounge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be awesome.
That would
Like,
be cool.
like a really like a high end cigar lounge.
Ooh.
I think would be really cool. I managed one,
All right.
for when I was like 18, and then, they decided to turn themselves into a vape shop, and so I was like,
Oh, gotcha.
I'm out.
Right.
We'll see ya. They try to mix the two for a while. And I'm like, you can't mix those. But
Do you know some of the new cigar lounges? Like the Apex Cigar Lounge just reopened.
I worked there for one shift.
Oh, did you really? They've
Yeah, because this is when I was like this. I worked there, maybe 2021,
Mhm.
and I was living in Cary, and at the time, and I was like, oh, I was going there just to hang out and do some work
Yeah.
there, and then real estate wasn't super busy, so I was like, oh, let me just pick up a few shifts at night and just like, and then so they hired me. I worked one shift, and then they're like, so do you really need this job? Because we have another applicant who like really wants to work. I was like,
Gotcha.
give it to him. I don't really need it, but I just liked working here.
I get online the Tobacconist. It's a Cary tobacco shop run by Phil Hensley. He does a great shop. I know people go in there and they just kind of hang out.
Oh no.
Yeah, it is off of South Cary Parkway, and I think kind of where you start going to Manor. It's right there. It has a fantastic totem pole outside. Yeah, Phil's a great guy. So I enjoy cigars on the golf course from time to time. And what I appreciate about him, I just walk in, I go, hey man, it's member guest. My brother's coming down. Just some casual one. He'll be like, I got you.
Yeah.
He goes and picks them out for me.
Oh, that's cool.
Or just educates me. He's like, hey, I got you. This was, Connecticut shade leaf or whatever it is for the casual part of it. That'd be cool.
Yeah. I do know of some cigar lounges in the Triangle. I don't know the name of them, but my dream cigar lounge, like cigar lounges can be intimidating for non-cigar people. Because you walk in and they're always like, well, what are you looking for? I don't know.
Correct.
Or they're kind of pushy. Or like you walk into the lounge and everybody kind of just stares at you like, what are you doing here? Like all this,
Especially people there all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand.
But if you can create an environment that's not like that, there's a really good cigar lounge in Fayetteville called Anstead's. And they have one of the coolest cigar lounges. It's double decker. They got a
nice
bourbon bar in there, which is awesome. And yeah, like you walk in though, the people are super nice. It's like you can walk in as a non-cigar person and feel right at home, and that's like that's what you want, right? Like same thing. I think sometimes you go to like the golf clubhouse, and everybody kind of like looks at you like,
I understand. There are definitely different clubhouses you walk into with a different vibe.
Yeah.
So if you had a different podcast, now your coffee and closings right now, then you can just do like bourbon and brokers.
Yeah,
there you go. That'd be your podcast.
So
there you go.
I've asked obviously a few people to come on the podcast, and they're like, "Well, we're not coffee guys, but we're bourbon guys. Can we do bourbon instead?" And I'm like, "I mean, it's my show. Do whatever we want." But
we're like, it's kind of in the name.
It's coffee. It's a coffee thing. But
that's funny.
Bourbon and brokers would be cool. Maybe they're able to spit on.
There you go. Just the coffee in the morning, because that's kind of my day works, right?
Yeah,
it's water when you wake up, right into the coffee, water at midday, and then at some other time you end up getting into bourbon.
Yeah.
So
that's a good idea. Maybe
there you go, a little spin off.
Let me make some money off this one first, and then we'll go into. I haven't made a dime. Actually, I'm in the hole with all the equipment and everything. But
I mean, you do have quite a setup here. This is impressive.
Yeah, I'm kind of guy of like you do it right, and if I listen to a podcast and it sounds like like you're talking into like a tin can, I'm out. I'm not listening to it.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me make sure I get like the best stuff because I don't know
too much, and I've thought about it. I think having a podcast would be a lot of fun just to have conversations.
It is, dude. It's so fun.
And just like, again, for me, it would be about just trying to like highlight the local businesses.
Yeah.
We're bringing it back to real estate, but about the businesses for which we work. But I mean, this is a setup. This is impressive.
Yeah. I think too. I would like to have. I think it'd be cool to have some like coffee roasters on the show.
Oh, sure.
But obviously it's a real estate targeted show, but have some other entrepreneurial people on, business owners, that kind of stuff. I like to expand it to that.
But it's about relationships, right?
It is, man. Yeah.
And if you get in with a roaster and you go back and all of a sudden they're at their shop, they may know someone because obviously you're going to be highlighting their business.
Yeah.
Right. And all of a sudden you're tagging them. They go, hey, this is a great experience.
Yeah.
And he hired me, and believe it or not, he's actually in real estate.
Right.
That's why I wanted to ask about your goals and your business. Because at the end, right, this is a lot of fun,
Yeah.
but you want to get exposure.
Oh,
You
yeah.
want to call you.
For sure.
Now you own 10% of listings in Harnett County.
Yeah.
So obviously you want to push for people that are going to be listening,
Right.
listen to your podcast down there and say, wow, he seems like a really down to earth person
Yeah.
that takes an interest in not just me, but where we live.
Right.
And this is why they want to hire you.
Yeah.
And I think that's would be your goal.
Mhm.
Just be like, look, I'm really good at what I do, and I'll show you why.
Yeah.
But just the fact that I actually care about growing Harnett County,
Yeah.
raising our values, and
Yep.
making everything better is going to be that niche that you can really lean into.
Yep.
And I think would stand out, well, probably does already in your business to sellers. Just talking to you, just hearing it, you're like, okay,
Yeah.
that's probably a genuine conversation.
Mhm.
You're not just checking a box
Mhm.
when you walk into a house,
Yep.
which I think is what's going to, in ever-changing business, I think the people that have staying power. I mean, the fact you even made it 7 years. I mean, you know the numbers. Somebody less than 2 years.
Yeah.
We saw that,
It's
right?
crazy.
People jump in. Oh, I'm trying to sell some houses.
Yeah.
Oh, it's hard work and you have to listen and, and troubleshoot and do everything.
Right.
That's not what I was going for. The people that can do that and go, no, I actually genuinely care about
Yeah.
the desires and needs of our clients. So
Yeah.
that's going to continue to push us further.
And I'm like, I mean, I have a deep passion for Harnett County. Like,
Yeah.
I think, I think why spend $2,200 on a luxury apartment in downtown Raleigh when you can have a $2,000 a month mortgage
Mm-hmm.
on half-acre lot on a new construction house, And so I think it's a pretty easy sale. Obviously, you're like, well, you got to drive 40 minutes or 30 minutes to get into downtown Raleigh. Okay, but are you going to downtown Raleigh every night? Probably not.
That's a great question.
So,
where do you see yourself? I always have that conversation, right? Tell me about your week.
mm-hmm.
If you're like, oh, I want to walk to a coffee shop. We eat out 4 nights a week.
Right.
We're at least meeting friends for drinks 1 night a week. Okay, let's get somewhere closer.
Right.
But if it's I might go out once.
Yeah.
Okay, then that's just an Uber ride.
Yep. Yeah. Because me and my wife, when we got married, we lived in Durham.
Okay.
Like right by Duke's campus there, so she can walk to class and stuff. And we thought we're going to go out every night.
Right.
But the problem is it's so expensive that you're like, okay, well, now we can't afford to go out every night. So,
it's 2 really good nights. And
yeah. And then we would go out, obviously, sometimes. But then, like now we have the baby. And so it's like, no, we're not going to go out. I'd rather spend our time in a nice, big, beautiful house.
Mm-hmm.
Not that our house is like huge or anything, but with a nice land that the dog can run around in and stuff. And yeah, we'll go into Raleigh, go to the Oak on a Friday night,
for sure.
That's about it. And so for us, like lifestyle wise,
Right.
if you're in that lifestyle, like then I think where we're at is perfect. But yeah, if you were very like, I need a walking distance to coffee shops and stuff, then
depending where they move from, like I do agree with yourself for Harnett County, like on the half acre, because there's so many new construction communities going down there, or just some other resales. What's coming.
Yeah.
Commercial's going to come down there.
Yeah.
I mean, they're doing their research, the data, populations.
Yep.
It's going to be another school, which we know is coming.
Yep.
Right. And what's going to surround that school? It's going to be commercial.
Yep.
And once the commercial comes, all value gets raised.
Yep.
And all of a sudden you're like, hey, look at me.
Look at
I'm going to have this house I bought for X and now it's worth Y.
Yeah.
Oh, what renovation did you do?
Yeah.
No, I just got in early.
Right.
And everything came to me and my value jumped.
Yep.
And, 5, 7, not even, you're also going to be like, hey, this is great ROI.
Yeah.
And it was just, I was willing to take a 30-minute drive to work.
Right.
So,
yeah.
I mean, heck, I saw that in Holly Springs.
Yeah.
When I moved, I was in Cary, the Northwest Cary. I made the move 10 years ago to Holly Springs. And I'll tell you, that first time trying to get my wife to go down 540 and take the exit, I didn't even get past Salem Street, the very old Salem Street. The first time, she was like, no, turn around. And I was like, trust me.
Yeah.
And I got her down and then went through the, up Green Oaks Parkway. And she was like, ooh, I think I could live here.
Yeah.
And now everything has grown and kind of come down to us.
The last 10 years of Holly Springs is
It's
insane.
nuts, right?
Yeah.
We went from being way out there to now the jokes were like, really, you're just like a Southwest Cary.
Yeah.
Because you're kind of off. And now things keep going. They're like, you guys even Holly Springs? But like, absolutely. We've been around for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
But we're 5 minutes to downtown.
Yeah.
We have Oakview Commons open up right across the way.
Right.
So
yeah,
just where you are now, man, pushing it. And
yeah.
I think if people want the land, like I have clients, I'm like, look, this is where we got to look.
Right.
Because that's the next frontier.
Mm-hmm.
Get your land and then they'll bring the commercial to you.
Yep. 100% agree.
Yeah.
What'd you think of the coffee?
It was enjoyable for being a black coffee that lasted. I'm not trying to nerd out on it, but you do kind of get that flavor profile. I don't know later on if I got the big fruit at the end, like I did at the front.
Yeah.
I would drink it again.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Luckily being a more of a medium bodied. Sometimes you get some of that dark, and then you put it, and you're just like, oh, those are just burnt beans.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And for some reason, that's not enjoyable whatsoever.
Yeah.
How about you?
I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was a little, like you said, like it was the flavor profile wasn't as robust as I would have wanted.
Mm-hmm.
That's no knock on Crema. By the way, so when I do these coffee reviews or these coffee highlights, I'm just doing one blend of that roaster. So they're
Correct.
like, this has not been my favorite blend that I've had. I would probably say it's like a 7.6.
To me, that's a great score.
So
that's another thing. Like, what are we? We on the Dave Portnoy schedule. If you get an 8, that's amazing.
Yeah. No, I'm a little higher.
7.6 is. Really
I usually do like most of mine have been kind of 8s to upper 8s. I gave one a 9.
Oh wow!
Which I thought was the best cup of coffee I've ever had. And I'm blanking on the name.
How's that?
Okay. I'd have to go back and listen.
Best coffee I've ever had.
And then I can't.
What is it?
Dude, there's so many.
Correct.
And then I'm doing 4 podcasts this week, so I just picked out 4 different coffee roasters around the Triangle, and I'm actually running out of coffee roasters in the Triangle, so I need to go branch out a little bit. But anyway, what I was saying was Crema might have another excellent bean. They might have an excellent dark roast. They might have an excellent light roast. The medium was just not my favorite, but it was still very good. Like, as far as this medium roast goes, medium to light, I thought it was good. It just wasn't as robust as I would like to see.
It was fine. I mean, I think a little bit left on the palate there.
Yeah.
But it's just like one flavor. It's not all the different flavors they talked about. It was there in the middle.
Yeah.
But it was fun.
Yeah. So what would you say? 1 to 10?
See, my scale is so much different, man.
I know.
So
so like the report, I like,
I rate bourbon and wine.
Yeah.
Right. Like the Vivino app. Right. And I have actually people like, man, you're pretty harsh score. I'm like, 10, that's out of 5. I'm like, that's the best thing I've ever drank. They go, well, it's relative, right?
Yeah.
On my much harsher scale, say I was in the 6s.
Okay.
Say I think like an 8 for me when it comes to coffee would be like, I'm driving out of my way to go get that.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, like that 9, I would drive out of my way.
Right. That's
if I can figure out what the name was.
Yeah, if you remember. So like if it was in Lafayette Village, sorry, off of 540 and Falls and Noose, right there. Like if that there's a coffee shop right there that I've had an espresso that was fantastic, but they change their beans all the time.
Oh, right.
And the next time I was going to Six Forks, I decided to go from exit 9 to exit 11, actually, or from 11 to 14 to go get a cup of coffee. Because I was like, that was amazing. And then they changed their beans and I was like, oh, it's not here anymore.
Yeah.
So I stopped doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But like, that would be above an 8 for me.
Okay.
Like I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed it. Gets another peak because it's from Cary.
Yeah.
Right. And that's local for me.
Yeah.
And I'm excited. Like I will now seek that out, which is great.
Yeah.
So,
and they have a good little bakery there too. So
you know what? You need to give him a shout out. You remember the street girl?
I don't remember the street.
We can look it up later.
Yeah, we can look. I can put it in like the show notes or whatever. But yeah, and usually they have it on here, but they don't have. Because I usually will say like the address or where you can follow them on social media and stuff. Oh, gotcha. It's on the bag, but it's not on this bag. But we'll shout them out anyway in the show notes of this episode. But yeah, I mean, I think it was good. Yeah, but like I said, it just wasn't my favorite,
and that's okay.
Yeah, I feel like Dave Portnoy's though. Like, so for him, like his pizza, what he likes is like the hard crust. I like a fat flop. He likes no flop.
Correct.
So it's just like, okay, you might think this is the greatest, but I might think it's terrible because I don't like.
But at least and I think you're starting to do the same. He makes it know what he wants. Obviously, you want robust flavor,
right.
And like when I first got into wine, that's what I loved. Right, I was like, look, punch me in the face, and I want it to be amazing. I want all the different flavors. Yeah. And now that I've got into it, I appreciate different grapes.
Right.
But as long as you know, and you have to let people know that when you say like, look, I like robust flavor. Right. So this medium and light body just didn't have that. And that's okay. You're like, well, that wasn't the goal of a medium and light body. Right. You may go, great, that was a cool spot. Now you're going to go back for their dark roast to see if it gives it to you.
Yeah.
And I think you're like, look, this is what I want. And I realized maybe the dark is what provides it.
That's awesome.
And
that's perfect.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Because everybody, I mean, like I said, from the bourbon space, beer space, wine space, not every beer is for everyone.
Right.
Like wine or bourbon or coffee. But the goal is to try to match what you desire to the bean.
Which is funny. So when I started this show, I was a medium guy. I didn't want robust. I thought it. Okay. And then I'm starting to try these, and I'm like, no, actually, my scale has moved because I I like a little bit more of a
Right.
little punch to it.
That's the word I was about to say. You want
Yeah,
the punch.
yeah.
You want to get halfway through your cup and be like, oh, okay, okay, yeah, let's do it. Like that
And
podcast was 2.5 hours.
that's right. And so I feel like a little not bad, but my scale has probably moved a little bit because the more coffee, the different types of coffee I drink. Coming into this, I was not a coffee connoisseur. Like if it was bourbon, I'm not a bourbon connoisseur either, but I know bourbon more than I would know coffee.
Got it. Told you, man.
So
And brokers, we got that.
that's right.
We got that.
So the coffee for me this is all a little learning curve for
Which
me,
is cool.
and I'm trying to figure it out and learn how they're roasted and all that stuff, and I'm learning a lot. But also my palate, like when I first started smoking cigars, I wanted like an Alec Bradley Connecticut, and I would never smoke an Alec Bradley Connecticut now, ever.
Right.
Like
Just too late for you.
yeah, it's too light.
Yeah.
And so
By the way, I know almost nothing about cigars.
Oh, okay.
I said Connecticut. I was like, it's a shade leaf, so I know it's later.
Yes,
I know the little things like
and
that.
Alec Bradley is on the lower end of cigars.
Right.
But now I would go to like a Liga Privada number 9, which is a dark Maduro, full body kind of cigar.
Like you're smoking that next to like a fire, like during the fall outside with the bourbon.
With the bourbon.
Yeah,
man.
I get you.
It just
Little 124 proof. Gotcha. Yeah.
124 is a little hot for me.
Is it?
So
Okay.
I was talking. This was last week episode or something. I was talking to Ryan Darge. Do you know him?
I don't.
So he's a lender at Origin Point here. And I was telling him, I was like, it's funny because I like stronger coffee and strong cigars, but the bourbon, if it's hot, I was like,
got it.
God.
Are you a neat guy then? Because you said, we can joke, you can cut this part, but you're like, do you want creamer in yours? I was like, no. You're like, I won't judge you, but a little bit.
Yeah.
I think in the bourbon space,
Yeah.
when I got into it, like you would drink things on the rocks.
I'm a rock guy.
And now that I've been introduced to so many different bourbons, to some really good bourbons, like I'm not even given the option anymore. It's just slid over, right?
Okay.
It's always neat.
Okay.
And it's funny, like if I see someone put a rock, I'm like, like if it's 90 proof, why'd you put a rock into it?
Yeah.
But now I'm like, you know what? Drink what you like.
Yeah. I'm a rock
Smoke
guy.
what you want.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
So even like on things I probably shouldn't be, like a Pappy Van Winkle rock, a Taylor's rock.
There
Like
you go.
I don't know. I
Man,
could drink it neat, and I have for sure. Like, and especially like you're talking about, like you're by a fire having a cigar.
Yeah.
Then you want a little bit more flavor in it,
Right.
to match that cigar. But yeah, I don't know.
And you just should do you. Like I change so much. I'm like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If we're able to sit around and you're enjoying what you're having,
And I feel the exact same way about cigars. Like,
that's
smoke
okay.
what you want to smoke. If you like the $7 cigar,
There he is.
smoke the $7. You don't wish
You're
to
not
smoke
going to know
plain.
the difference if you don't know the difference.
Right. Yeah.
Right. That's what I see that in the wine space. I see that again in the bourbon space. They'll be like, cool. You felt the need. I'm like, cool. Guess what? I could show you a $40 bottle of bourbon. That's the same as your $80 wine. I think it's even crazier.
Mm-hmm.
There's some really good $10, $12 bottles.
Mhm.
Like you don't have to spend the 80.
Like what? Like what's your kind of favorites?
Oh my goodness. It depends completely on the grape. Like I love Willamette Valley.
Okay.
Tons of Pinot Noir. I like Old World Italian. I mean, even a soft grape like a Grenache is fantastic.
Oh, gosh, it was
It's a grape. Cabs are awesome because that's all I want. I mean,
Yeah.
they're so seasonal. Like just last night we did, or 2 nights ago we had a fire, and I literally pulled out my top drawer that had all the Pinots. I was like, no. Second drawer, it's still Pinots that you could tell them coming out of the summer. And I was like, I think tonight's a cab night. And I pulled out.
What you pulled out?
Oh my goodness, I don't know. I also have a problem. My wife gives me a hard time. If I really like a bottle, maybe I'll go find like one more bottle, but then I never go back. Like I just want to find, like I'll find a region.
Okay.
Like, oh, Willamette Valley. Like I said, because she likes Pinot Noirs. I'll say great. And now I want to try every vineyard in Willamette Valley.
Yeah.
I'm like, but you had your favorites. Like you rate it really good. I'm like, yeah. And if I see it, like if I'm out, if I know about it, then I'll get it. But I constantly want to try new things.
Yeah.
When it comes to wine. So
I like that.
Do you have one? I'm like, I'll go through and maybe, but if you look to my collection,
Yeah.
you'll see 2 bottles of one or 2 of them.
Yeah.
The rest is single bottles because I'm trying to learn.
Right.
It's fun.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool, man.
So this has been great. I don't know how much real estate we spoke. We spoke about a lot of things.
Yeah.
But this was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. No, when I tell people about the podcast, I'm like, it's a primarily real estate podcast, but I also like it's life and
Okay.
bourbon and cigars and wine.
And all of that. So
It's all good. And obviously,
I'll let you give yourself a plug. I love the fact you're going to be, 10% of all the listings are in accounting.
yeah.
Right. And you probably talk about how people find you. What's one thing that you think you do as an agent, whether it's buyer or sellers, that you think that is received well that maybe is different than everybody is doing? Do you have one thing, whether it's like or maybe like, I'm not going to give you my secret.
No,
No, I'm talking about like, is it when you go into a listing appointment, is it something that you do? Or if it's with a buyer, is it something that you do that you think is a fun nugget? You say you want to build your team,
yeah.
right? And when that happens, if it's another agent, you are going to be mentoring them a little bit. Do you have like a little nugget that you're like, hey, Mr. and Mrs. X,
Yeah.
maybe try to work something like this in because I found it to be successful. What is that thing that people
So
wow.
I don't really know. Like so I flip houses and stuff, and I did a lot of the work myself. I work construction, so I feel like a little bit of a blue collar guy and a white collar job. But for buyers, I'm pretty brutally honest with the house. Here's why. Okay, this might check these boxes, but here's why it doesn't check these boxes, or here's the problems with this house.
This is great, especially now with due diligence.
Yeah,
like money.
I feel oftentimes, and I might undersell a house too much. Sometimes that might be a little bit of a problem. But I do not want to come across as salesy. So I don't want to be like, here's why the perfect house. Like you were talking about, you want to get a call in 5 years to have a beer.
Correct.
You don't want to get a call, I need to move because you told me that this house is going to fit my needs perfectly.
Correct.
I do not want to do that. Right. And I think with that and having the construction knowledge, like I don't know if I've gone into a showing without going into the crawl space with a flashlight, crawling to the other end and looking at the, air handler or, if there are watermarks on the, foundation, like that kind of stuff. Is the insulation falling down,
Did you, tangent off what you just said, have you worked a lot in downtown Durham?
No.
So it's a reason I don't do a lot. I like I said, I love the eateries and the drinks, but that is such a different niche of homes. Like if you go there with your background, like this was last year and we still joke about it to this day with my friends that are there was water in the crawl space pouring in. My clients are like, so that's going to be fixed. Like you can see the crack and the water's coming in. I was having a conversation with the seller about it and the agent. They're like, but you could tell it drains. It drains away. I'm like, no, there's active water coming into the crawl space.
Yeah.
And it sold the next day to a Durham agent that was kind of like, yeah, this house is built in 1920. This is just kind of what it is. And the buyer's like, it looks like it drains. We're okay. And they bought it, not a problem. But I had agents that weren't used to the construction.
Yeah.
But me as an agent, I'm very fortunate. I deal with some newer houses. Don't have the background you do, but I know that doesn't look good.
Right.
But in that area, the agents are like, yeah, that's not a problem.
Yeah.
There's certain things that go, yeah, it looks like your wall's shifting a little bit. Well, it's been around for 100 years.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
For me, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's unbelievable. It's just kind of where we sell and what we're used to.
Yeah.
And for me, people like, this is all the time in this area.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's not my expertise.
Right. Exactly. And I was showed houses one time in Durham. And I was just shocked because, a $600,000 house is 950 square feet.
Correct.
And I'm like, I don't like this doesn't compute. Like for me to tell you why I don't believe in that. Like for me personally, if it's right for your lifestyle and everything, I think that's great. But I'm like, you can go farther out, Hillsborough or Mebane and, their case, and you can get a way nicer, newer house with no problems on land for the exact same price as downtown Durham. And so like for me to sell that was just not being like, I couldn't say, I think this is a great investment for you. It might be money wise a great, but like I told them, for me, I would never buy this house.
Got it. So it just goes back. I mean, that area, like I said, Nest did a great job in downtown Durham. So a lot of good friends there. It's just about the lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's just location and lifestyle. I mean, you're like, well, you're this. Well, you buy that house. Why do I buy the house? Well, it's cute. But like I said, there's a coffee shop that's right there. You walk the Durham Lake and Science Museum. You're you're a bike ride to downtown Durham, which is big. And people are like, oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the things you talk about. When you sell a house, you do it, but you tell everybody quickly how close they are to everything else.
Yeah. Yep.
Whereas when you're out, you're more like, look at the house, look at the land, look at the finishes, look at this.
Well, that's why when you were talking about, selling 12 acres, you have to believe in it.
Yes.
I believe in Hardin County. And I am like, I believe that it is a great place for a lot of people, not everybody, but for a lot of people. And so like, that's why I want to sell Hardin County. Downtown Durham, I lived it for a little bit. It wasn't for me. So for me to put a fake smile on and be like, here's why it's perfect.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I would be doing my job as an agent. Let me refer you to an agent that does believe in downtown Durham, that knows that area well. When you're saying,
I'm just gonna be honest with you, be like, hey, this is a great buy for this area.
Right.
Why?
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
MLS tells me it is.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be that person.
You don't want to be that person.
And that's, again, back to that team. And that's why I stopped. I grew a team because I couldn't be the expert in everything. And then, unfortunately, the team, just didn't work out at the time.
Right.
But no, I agree. You want to believe in the product sometimes you also, if you live there, end up being the biggest. You critique everything the most.
Yeah.
Sometimes being like, well, you think your home is worth X, but it doesn't match ABC, or this is what we have to do.
Right.
Like you think you got to push higher to get the price.
Yeah.
Or someone listed and they're like, oh, what do you think about that? And you're like, just keep it to yourself, because you want to say, I think it's overpriced or isn't prepped correctly or it's underpriced.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to steal it basically for a buyer. You got to believe in the product. In real estate, you can't fake it, because that's not the way to be the best for your buyers. I think that's why you've been in it for 7 years. I think one of the reasons I've been in it for 16 years. We're not overly salesy. Yeah. And we want people to actually really enjoy the homes.
100%.
Like, if they do, that Labor Day party we're talking about, when they're there, they're going to tell friends about it. And hopefully if it's a great experience, which is what our goals are, they're going to tell people, but like, worked with our agent, was great, showed us this and everything we have nearby. I think that's why you're going to get the calls. Yeah. And when I get those calls, like, hey, you helped A, B, and C move in, and they love it. Yeah. They tell us we can't move anywhere else except this neighborhood. We're like, oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. So, and during like COVID, I had a couple out-of-state buyers in New York and stuff. So I would virtually show them a house through FaceTime.
Yeah, lots of them.
And if you're not real with them, like, dude, like, hey, just so you guys know, like, this house kind of stinks or whatever. Like, even if they don't care, you got to let them know. And if I was just like, no, this house is perfect. Yeah. And they showed up and they bought it and they were like, because they, at that time, a lot of people were buying sight unseen, and my clients were for sure.
Oh, absolutely. It was so stressful for us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. You're under contract and they come down to see it and you're like, I hope it's as great as you thought it was.
Hey, just, I'm walking around upstairs and every step I'm taking is squeaking. Like stuff like that. Like, and if you're not going to tell them that, I think, A, it's kind of sleazy. You're not doing your fiduciary responsibility of, being honest with your clients. But yeah, I think for me, why I've had a good run so far, it's just straight, like, just be honest, like, we're not trying to hide anything. I never want a client to buy a house that like you said, like, they're just going to later on be like, this wasn't it. This was a miss, and it's on you.
Yeah. And in the beginning, I think that's what my buyer meetings, my seller meetings, I lay it out. Yeah. One of the biggest questions is like, what's your bandwidth for repairs? Are you going to paint it yourself? Right. You'll pay someone to paint it. How handy are you? The greatest answer I've heard, that a buyer of mine was like, I'm handy. Oh, tell me about it. And they go, handy with a checkbook. And I was like, there you go.
There you go.
At least a lot of stuff. They're like, we'll go through a house and I'll look at it. And if the value is there, we know the ROI is there. I'll pay people to repaint it. I'll pay people to change the countertops, the flooring. And I was like, okay, you're honest. Yeah. So I don't need to go in and be like, hey guys, don't worry about this pink paint, or being like, hey, this wallpaper is going to be problematic. Right. They're going to go, that can be changed. Yeah. Because they already know that it can be changed. And hearing it allows us to kind of shape our showings differently.
For sure.
Right. Yeah. Some people that are super picky, I've sat down with them and be like, I think we need to look new construction. They're like, no. I'm like, if you want everything to look great, if we're looking at small sediment cracks or just like in the ceiling, or things are squeaky or brass, if you're not willing to change out your hinges from brass to black or satin nickel, it seems like a small thing. But let's just look new construction. Right. Right. And sometimes they get into it and they're like, this was the best thing for us. We were the first ones to eat here, sleep here. And that's funny. Other people love handy stuff. You go in a house, you're like, ooh.
Because they can see it too.
And they can see it.
Yeah. Like some people just can't. I would say the majority of people
can't.
They can't. So if it's not state, or it's just, the people living there, their stuff doesn't fit what they want to see. So they're like, they can't imagine their couch being over there instead of over there, or, whatever it is. Yeah. Paint colors obviously is a big one. Then they're like, we'll just move on to something else. And then so it's like, okay, well, what about new construction? Because almost, not all, but a lot of new construction is just very neutral, which is great for the person that cannot envision, like, correct, I can do an accent wall here. I can, change this flooring out to this or whatever.
To all my sellers, I was like, look, buyers pay for convenience. So many buyers want to bring their suitcases and their toothbrushes, right? Not have to worry about anything else when they move in. They just want to start living right away. And as a seller, I understand this is being your house, and these were some fantastic colors, and it really matched you. I just went to a house that it's blue and yellow. Like, we're talking about bright blue, and bright yellow. And they go, we get it. This isn't for everybody. And I said, what are your thoughts on potentially changing this prior to going to market? Yeah. Just because people will see repainting this instead of being $5,000, $15,000, $20,000. So they're like, no, we 100% get it.
Right.
They're like, we'll do it. We'll go back. We'll go with a white, to shade of white. But right now, we're a colorful lifestyle. We love it. There's plants, they have an atrium. It's a beautiful home. It works for their lifestyle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. But I think if they were to put that house on the market without making the changes, some buyers would be like, I don't see the beauty. I don't see that number as they see all the work.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, yeah, we get it. Toothbrushes and suitcases. We'll change it before people, we put it on the market.
Yeah.
Like, yes, because that's not always the response we get. And sadly, you have to, price reflect things,
right.
as easy as paint. Be like, that's not for everyone.
Right.
And they will beat us up over being like, they have to do work as soon as they move in. And I think the percentage buyers that will do the work or have the vision is the minority.
Is the minority. I would agree.
The minority of people.
Yeah.
So
yeah, like when me and my wife bought our house, I mean, the way it all worked out with I flipped the house and guy was buying the house I was flipping, so to not pay taxes on that, I just bought his house.
Gotcha.
She hated it. Hated the house. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you because I'm not paying $50,000 in taxes. So this is our house.
Gotcha.
I go, but trust me, this is what I do. Like, I promise I'll make it nice. And it's a nice house. His design choices were just not good.
Got it.
Anyway, so she walks in. She's like, I hate this house.
Wow.
Now, we put money into it, fixed it.
Okay.
And a part of it was like, a young couple doing it ourselves. Like, it was like good for us too. It was fun. But now she loves it. And I'm like, she's the majority of, you walk in and you see this ugly barn door looking tile all throughout the whole downstairs and 1,000 different colors and all that stuff. And she's like, nope, I'm out. Right. And that's the majority of people where like, if I can go in and say, well, look, this tile, we can easily take that up and replace it with LED. We can easily paint the whole house. We can easily take the shiplap off the TV wall, like that kind of stuff.
Got it.
Redo the fireplace, like all that stuff is just it's easy if you can just see it.
And you're doing the work yourself, right? So you're saving the money and the labor, and you have the knowledge.
Yeah.
I would say my worst client is probably myself, because I think I've had the opportunity to buy a few homes. And I'm so detail oriented, just like with the other clients. Like the house I'm in now, really like my house, but I won't tell you the story how we got into it. But they opened the door, the kids ran in and they ran all the way to the backyard. And we had come from a house at a small yard, and the kids loved it. They were 4 and 2 at the time, ran around. And my wife looked at me and was like, oh, I can move for this. And I was like, okay. And I said, is this something you want? She's like, yeah, let's see what we can do. It was under contract, and my current home was on the market within 48 hours. And I'm like, I don't think I did any of my normal stuff. like nothing. I didn't go through my checklist and ask these things what we wanted. I saw the kids were happy. My wife was like, how are we doing? Like, great. I don't know if I would let that for a buyer. I'd be like, okay, that's great.
Oh,
one more time. Let's sit down. Let's go through the list. Maybe see it a second time.
100%.
Let's learn the town, because we were moving Holly Springs.
Right.
There was not much of a Holly Springs in 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Which is funny. New construction walking with the builder, I still see like little nicks places. I'm like, I definitely should have caught that blue taping, but I was working with the builder on other deals, and I was like, I'm not trying to make them mad at my house.
Right.
So they do a great job with my own clients.
Right. Yeah.
My wife, which still jokes, she'd be like, you could have done better. And I was like, I was just not trying to make them mad.
Yeah.
So I need them to be really good for my clients. She was like, I'm one of your clients. And I was like, it's a great house. And one of those things. So she, from time to time, she was like, hey, we should have called that.
I didn't get an inspection on my house when I buy. And I would never tell a client to not get an inspection under any circumstance.
That's really funny.
But on my own house, I'm like,
I'll figure it out.
I'll figure it out. And I'm not paying, like, I'm not owing this kind of taxes. So it's like, we're buying it, regardless.
That's really fun. Let's talk about that more later. But you're like, the $50,000 in taxes, the money saved in taxes, you can then turn around and put in the house.
Right. Which we did.
Right. And then you get your ROI and everything else.
Yeah. 100%.
So,
but yeah, dude,
that's right. She's like, I hate this. You're like, trust me. Good for one, for you to be like, trust me. Her being like, okay.
Yeah. It was a process, but yeah, she was like,
you're like, just give me some time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it sounds like, you actually did it speeding up, because sometimes you're with couples or any buyers are like, I can't wait. I'm going to do A, B, C, D, and E. You do go back 2 years later and you're like, so we did part of A and we never got to E.
100%. Yeah.
Like, well, life happened. We
still,
talked about that originally.
Yeah. Yeah.
Life will happen.
Still living in Durham in our apartment. So, and we had a 13-month lease, and I think we had like 7 months left on the lease. So I was like, we're not in a rush. We already bought the house. And so we ended up finishing in the house earlier than I thought, and then moved in and just paid off the rest of the lease. But, yeah, so like that was a great scenario for us where we can still work on the house, still have a house to stay in. Because if we had to move in, it is so much harder to work on a house when you're already moved in. Like,
Yeah.
You know, things that you
Even
want.
little things, just painting.
Yeah.
Just painting.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, you're
You gotta move things, cover things.
Yeah, move things, cover. It costs more if you're not painting it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, if you got a lease, just paint it right away.
Yep. Yep.
Well, we don't want, it's conversations we have with our buyers, right? All the time.
Yep.
It's just real conversations.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're probably not, we'll get it done. Okay. I'm just letting you know.
Right.
In our time together,
Yeah.
you guys are both working, you're busy, your kids might be into this instantly. Your kids all of a sudden going to do travel soccer.
Right.
You're not here on the weekends when you thought you'd be the painting.
Right.
You're like, no, it's all good.
It's all good.
But it's fun, right? We do it and both, we make a career of it.
Yep.
And we always put our best foot forward for our sellers and for our buyers. And we, you know, sometimes they want a house that you don't believe in.
Yeah.
You're like, okay.
All right.
I get it.
Yep.
And it's probably the hardest thing as an agent. One of the hardest things.
Yeah. I agree.
Like, you talked about numbers.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, okay, well, let's take it at that number. I'm like, that doesn't make sense.
Right.
Or there's a lot of problems here. Oh, we just really like it. I'm like, okay. You also have write notes. Can you please respond to this email? This is me saying, I don't believe in the number. I don't believe in the inspection because I don't need you yelling.
Yeah.
No, I told you to go away.
Right.
But no, I mean, luckily that's few and far between.
Yeah,
but,
it is. It is.
So people that have the vision like you, right? Like, okay, I could take down that wall.
Right. Right.
Take down a wall?
Right. Right.
For me, as an, you know, I grew up on a farm, but I am not handy whatsoever. Right. I joke, and Stacy jokes. She was like, I debate asking people to change smoke detectors so that you don't have to. I'm like, come on, I can change some batteries. She was like, yeah, a light bulb. I'm like, this is slightly offensive. But I'm like, you know, she's like, but you probably buy the wrong light bulb. It's a big, she's like, but if I'm in a house, like when I help people list houses, no, I'm going to the store, but we need these light bulbs and I'm putting them in, I'm on top of ladders and everything. She was like, not at home. I'm like, maybe mentally I just get home and like,
I'm not doing that. Yeah.
I do it enough.
I'm like your typical, not that I'm a builder or anything, but you know, typically builders build these beautiful products.
Right.
Their houses never finished. Like they always have like that, they always have that like screen porch that's not completely done, or the bathroom that's not completely done. Like, and that's, I feel like my house, I mean,
that's really funny.
We have like a few little projects we want to get done until we're like, okay, this is like it. But I don't know. I feel like we've lived there 3 years now. We've kind of gotten the.
You get your ROI out.
Yeah.
Question is, when you're done, will you move? I see a lot of people like you that
I want to
that do the work and like, see what I told you, but I have another opportunity to do it again.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
yeah.
See, some people can live that way and they're okay with it.
That's how I am. My wife's not. Like now she loves this house and she's like, we're not moving. Like,
right.
I love it. I don't want to move. I love the location of it, everything.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, but there's this great opportunity over here. And I'm not emotionally attached to the house, right? Like, and that's just my personality. Like, I'm not a very super sentimental guy about that kind of stuff. And so, but she more is like, well, we worked on it together when we first got married and all this stuff. And okay, well,
it's great.
We can maybe,
do it again. New memories, more memories. Why just stop here? Let's make more. Let's make more.
That's right, man. Well,
yeah, buddy.
Good stuff. Good conversation, dude. This was so fun.
I don't know how long this ran. It's pretty long. What are we?
We're at an hour and 55.
Look at that. We joked it's 2 hours. This is a long time.
That's my. I think my other longest was like an hour and 30 or something. So great.
Well, I tend to blab, but no, this is a lot of fun. Congratulations on the success. This is awesome. I might go back and try the dark roast.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely going to because I really like I plan on going there.
You the spot was nice.
The spot was super cool. And so definitely plan on hanging out there a little bit. But anyway, thanks for coming on, man. Hey, man, it was an honor.
Let's find another time. Love to do it. This is
let's get some bourbon sometime.
Well, let's maybe at the end. At the end of football season, so we can reflect on how Penn State and Clemson did.
That's right.
I don't have a lot of high hopes for that.
No, I don't either.
No. You'll be fine.
Yeah. Anyway. All right, man. Well, thanks for coming on.
Thanks so much.
Absolutely.
It was fun.
Bye, everybody.